It's definitely gonna be an interesting day after that shit. I'm like, yo, shit about to be crazy, bro.
I'm seeing dudes posting like lawyer like articles and shit. Like how they supposed to like it's bananas, man.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
They saying Microsoft need to pull out the UK now and don't give the UK nothing. I'm like,
yeah, that's
crazy.
This shit is wild, bro. This shit that's going on is crazy.
Oh, yo, did you bring any your systems and shit over there, like a Steam Deck or something?
You know what? I did bring my Steam Deck to the hospital. I did. And yo, the way that everything went so fast, Jmaine, let me tell you, I didn't even get to really even play it like that, yo. Like,
right.
You know, I would understand. I guess like when some people have like a really long, like some girls have really long labor, like it'd be beneficial. But the way that this went, this shit was, I'm telling you, I kind of blinked and the baby was here, bro. It went so fast, yo.
Yeah, because I seen your tweet when you was like, it's about to happen. Pray for me. And then I feel like when I came back on Twitter, like, you posted that the baby's here.
Like, what the hell? Yeah, he was trying. He was done. He was done. He wanted to be out of there, bro.
Yeah. Did he didn't come early or anything, right? Like he was.
You know what? He's full term, but he's 10 days early from his expected date.
Due date.
His due date was supposed to be May 4th. Right? He came 10 days early. But he's full term. He's not like a preemie baby or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
he's
right.
Full term. Yeah, he's full term.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because even though they like give you a due date, that's not like, you know.
Yeah, it's not 100%.
The exact
it could
date,
come a week earlier, it could come a week later. You know, that's how, that's how it can go. That's how it can go. But we are live, people. We are live.
What up? Mic check. Let me know if y'all can hear me good.
Me too. Let us know if our mics are straight. Man,
I'm probably surprised to see Kofi. He's trying to go for Daddy of the Year. He's trying to do a podcast. go take care of the kid. Like, this man is trying to do it all. You're going to be looking like SpongeBob in that episode where he was like taking care of the baby, cooking the food, ironing the clothes.
Not tired. Yeah, trust me. Yeah, man. That's crazy. I want to shout out some people in the chat real quick before we get started. You know, I appreciate everyone tuning in to the podcast live. Shout out to all the people who are going to be watching this later. I thought I wouldn't make this episode, honestly, but everything has been going so smoothly that, you know, I actually had the opportunity to actually come back and do a podcast. I actually had Jack on pretty much on call that, for the next 2 weeks, I might not be here in case, you know, so he was down to step in for me. So I appreciate Jack always for that. Always a real one. But, you know, everything's been going so smoothly. So I was actually able to come and do this podcast and talk some gaming topics with y'all. Because, you know, even though my hand's been, a little busy, I've been, you know, seeing what's going on the timeline and stuff like that. So we're definitely going to have some interesting conversations. But I want to shout some people in here. We got Cynthia Ando. We got Captain Sidekick, Brandon Horn, WYPTB, Curtis, Racing Video Games, Kempachi, King KOFI. Shout out to all the members. I really do appreciate that. Rich Homie Sean, Jiren Stamps, DX Taker 1. You know, the usual suspects that I'm seeing in the chat. I see Chris, Blade X, hashtags, Joe Bo. We got Addie in the chat, my beautiful, lovely wife. You know,
Mama Addie in the building.
A beautiful baby boy. You know what I mean? So this episode is definitely dedicated to little Kamryn, you know what I mean? So, Jmaine, I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited.
What you excited? You excited to start breastfeeding, man? You gonna be, you know what I mean? You know they got the equipment now where men could she can pump and then go on the little boobs and you know what I mean? Hold it down.
I was doing a little skin to skin in the hospital, right? I was doing a little skin to skin and I almost recreated that, famous Family Guy moment with Peter Griffin and Stewie, you know what I mean? Low key, you know? Oh man, that was crazy, yo. But the boy is so special, man. He's so sweet. So this episode definitely dedicated to Kamryn. I'm excited I can't wait till he grows up and I can start introducing him to the video games, bro. That's what I'm super excited about, man. I'm like, what's the first thing I'm going to show him, man? Like, I've been thinking to myself, bro.
I know. You're gonna have like a whole book of stuff that you're gonna be ready, like, as the years go by, you're gonna be like, all right, when he gets to this age, you gotta introduce him to this and that and that.
Yeah, you know, he's
start planting the seeds early, like have him sit down and watch you play the game, even when he can't even comprehend anything that's going on, just to plant the seed in his head, like, all right, this is what you're gonna be doing as you get older.
So hopefully in the next 10 years, you guys are gonna see some content with me and Kamryn. So get acquainted. He's my special boy, my only firstborn child. So I'm very excited about this new journey that I'm about to be on, man. And I'll share some of it with y'all in the chat. You know how we do, man. We share some of y'all in the chat.
Absolutely. Congratulations to both of y'all, man.
Thank you. I also want to thank everybody who sent in some money, man. Some of y'all, I put up a little PayPal link on Twitter, and quite a few people dropped some money for me to buy diapers and stuff like that. And I just want to say thank you. Even BG dropped a little something in there, so I appreciate that too. You know what I mean?
BG frugal ass actually dropped something.
That
man remind me of the father from Everybody Hates Chris. So I'm surprised he even spent some money on you.
That was a little bit of a surprise, So I just want to thank everybody who was able to do send anything, and just anyone who was able just to who just congratulated us. I just want to thank y'all for that too. And we really do appreciate it a lot. So Jmaine,
absolutely.
I've been in the hospital. Delivery room. What have you been up to? You actually recently celebrated 5 years of marriage?
Yeah, 5-year wedding anniversary.
Congrats, congrats for
definitely real. A lot of celebrations happened over the week. So actually had a eventful day too. We went out, saw the Mario movie. Absolutely fire. I'm saying that movie was great. If you haven't gotten a chance to go see, it's actually about to cross $1 billion. So I'm pretty sure mostly everybody done seen that movie already. But the Mario movie is incredible. I had a little trepidations about Chris Pratt as Mario. It wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was going to be based on like the trailers and stuff. He actually did a pretty decent job. But I still thought it could have been like better, just a little bit more into the Mario voice. But he did take it there a few times. And but everybody else was fire. Bowser, Jack Black as Bowser, incredible. Like he got a song on there that actually charted on the billboards that he dedicated to a character in the show, and I mean in the movie. And it was great though. I liked it, and it's not too long, hour and a half. It don't overstay its welcome, and it's an enjoyable movie throughout. We also did an escape room. And
okay, I was wanting to do one of those. Did you guys figure it out?
We failed, dog. We failed. We literally got up to the last 2 clues, and we failed at that point. They give you 50 minutes, and this one wasn't even one of those like super dynamic escape rooms where you going in like different rooms and you gotta like do certain things to get out of this room to go into that room. This was all in one room. And you got to figure out ways to get these keys to unlock these cages and chests and stuff to get clues to help exonerate or commit a thief or whatever. So we was trying to do it, and one of the clues had tripped us up. It was clocks. It was 2 clocks. They asked you like, what's the time difference between the 2 clocks? But what messed us up is it was a clock from Washington, D.C. and then one from Tokyo. And you have to factor in the time difference and then figure out how many minutes is in between those two. We didn't. We just looked at the 2 clocks. It was like, oh, it's an hour difference when it's actually 13-hour difference. So that stumbled us right at the end, and we messed up there. And they actually said like, yo, you can get hints. Like they give you 3 hints.
How many people did you have in there? Was you, your wife?
It was just me and my wife.
Oh, wow, it's both of y'all.
Yeah. So it could be up to 10 people. Okay. But I guess that day only 2 people booked. It was me and her. And they could give you hints, but I'm like, fuck that. I was every time she was like, babe, let's just take a hint. I'm like, hell no. Like, I'm not taking no hint. I don't look up shit in games like that. I'm not taking no hints in this shit. We gonna figure it out. We almost did too, but I was like, my ego was too big. I was like, we're not taking
for any clues. You didn't want any clues.
No clues.
All I know is if I was one of them like them Saw movies, I would have done died, bro. Like I would have done died. I wouldn't escape no escape room type of shit, man. I can't do that. Yeah.
So now I'm actually gonna start doing more of those because it definitely reminds me of like puzzles and games and stuff like that. So it's like a nice little activity to do. And we got a bunch of them around the city, so I'm definitely trying to get to do more of them. And then and then we actually went to the Korean barbecue spot. That was dope.
I love those.
Fire.
I love those.
That was my first time actually experiencing that.
Oh yeah, cook your own food on the grill.
Yeah, cook your own food on the grill. Yeah. So it's so much food, dog. I was like, I didn't get nowhere.
All you can eat. It's all you can eat.
Is it all you can eat? but they bring out like everything, and it's just like you looking at the table, and it's just food everywhere. I'm like, God damn, son.
Yep.
It was good though. It was good as hell. Good ambiance, nice vibe, good music, and
it's fun. It's fun. It's actually one of the first places. It's one of the first restaurants I took Addie. Actually, I think that was her first time going to a Korean grill at the city. Yeah, it's cooking food is fun. Like, yo, we go crazy on the beef That shit is so good, bro.
Yeah.
Did you have seafood? Did you have like shrimp? Did you have like all of that too?
Shrimp, fish, salmon. She had like filet mignon, chicken, all different types of shit. They had lamb.
That's dope. That's dope. I love Korean grill.
Everything.
Yo, King KOFI actually has a great idea. Good gaming, escape room. You know, I do plan on coming down to Albany. Hopefully for episode 50.
I'll be up there probably before you come down here.
Oh, that's awesome. Then we could shoot some content while you're up here.
Right, because the family's trying to do a Toronto trip over the summer. So
that's dope. That's dope. If y'all make it here, you already know I'm gonna show you a good time, bro. I'm gonna show you the spots. Yeah. Bro.
Shit, we could definitely do a good game in escape room. Then that would be fire.
Yeah, that'll be so fire. We're gonna shoot some content, yo. If you're coming in the summer, we're going to Wonderland, bro. We're gonna vlog the whole thing like it's amusement park. Wonderland's like amusement park over here. Are you squeamish with roller coasters?
Oh, I love roller coasters, bro.
All right, great.
I went skydiving. You know I'm doing roller coasters.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot this black ass jumped out of a plane, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shout out to the wifey. That's the shout out to the wife. The wifey got you doing that type of crazy shit. Huh? The wifey got you.
That was the white side of the relationship.
That's the white side of the. I
told her I would never do it, but if she bought it for me, then I would.
This man Jmaine jumped out of a plane. This man nuts. Yo, I think I seen another picture of you one time, like you were like water rafting or some shit. I was like, this guy's out of here, bro.
Bro, that shit is fire. Next is the scuba diving, son. Next is the scuba diving. I'm trying to go swimming.
Nah, you see what I'm saying? I'm
trying to do all of that, son. Why not?
You know what I'm saying?
Bungee jumping.
She got you. She got you being adventurous. Mad adventurous.
Man. It's great though, man. It's
that's
so
good,
much
man.
fun.
Enjoy yourself. I don't have the balls to jump out of no fucking plane though. I can't do it, bro.
Yo, it's like the most. Well, you done been through labor and shit, had a kid, so I don't know. Shit. But that skydiving was like the most thrilling thing you'll ever experience.
Yo, that's crazy. I can't even imagine jumping out of a plane.
Uncharted style.
So we've been playing.
Had a great day. So been playing. Finished up Resident Evil. I also played Horizon Forbidden West, Burning Shores. I know y'all talked about that last week.
We'll get your take on it though. But I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, so I didn't get too far, and I played a couple hours, and so far it's cool. Like I can't say I'm noticing, why it's a PS5 only game so far, but from the things that people have been saying, as you get further on, then you might come across some things that you see the technical advancements on why it's a PS5 only game. But the game looks beautiful. I haven't gotten far enough to really experience some of the newer mechanics of the abilities and the weapons and stuff like that. I'm really early in it, so I can't really say too much even about it. But I do like the new character so far. I like her story and motives, and the new village that you're in is very detailed, very dense. So Guerrilla Games.
The map is nice.
They just took it to the next level in terms of the technical prowess with this. And I know we saw it from the trailers where you could go underwater with the water wing and stuff like that. So I'm just excited to continue to play it more and experience some of the other stuff that it has to offer. But so far it's pretty good.
That's good, man. That's good. For me, the only game that I've been able to get done the last week since we last talked on the pod is I've been trying to binge some Zelda games. I recently how I've been collecting my old school video games that I used to have. At one point I used to have a 3DS and DS collection too, but once again I got rid of it a long time ago. In pursuit of buying other games at one point in my time, when money is tight, right? So I've been just rebuying games, and my God, Jmaine, I just want to tell the people in the chat watching this right now, if you have a 3DS, cherish it. Yeah. Keep it safe, because the used prices for those joints are absolutely ridiculous. The used prices for a 3DS right now is nuts, Jmaine. We're talking about $200 to $500 depending.
Damn.
depending what variation it is, whether if it's like a Super Mario one or a Zelda one, like, you know what I'm saying? Or,
Right.
But even just like the regular one, just to find a great condition one, it's stupid expensive. So if you're in the chat right now and you have one, keep it safe, for real. Go find it, dust it up, and put it somewhere nice, because I think that shit's gonna be worth some later down the road, for real. So
yeah,
definitely keep y'all's really safe. So I've been playing that. I've been playing around with it, DS, and I'm been playing Ocarina of Time 3D. I'm having a blast with that game, yo. You know, the game's like over a decade old. It's going almost 2 decades old, almost. And Jamie, when I tell you, I know obviously there's a lot of quality of life improvements with the one that released on the 3DS. But when I tell you, yo, the vision that these guys had creating this game is unbelievable. Like, it's actually quite mind-blowing that they were able to do this on the N64 at the time. Like, it's actually quite amazing. I can understand why it's like a staple in gaming. You know, it has like it's one of the most critically acclaimed games ever. You know, I played it before, the original and the 3DS version, but just revisiting it again, it's so good. Really good, bro.
To ask you a question based on your N64 video, when you go back and you're playing this Ocarina of Time, I know it's the 3DS version, but do you see, like, you know, the impact that game has had on the gaming industry while you're like playing through it?
100%. You could tell easily Ocarina of Time is one of the most influential games ever, easily on that list. If we had to make a list of like top 5, it makes that list. Just for even simple gameplay mechanics that games weren't really doing. Like, I was like, while I was creating that N64 video, like, I was doing mad research on shit, and it's actually a fact. You could do your own research. It's actually a fact that, you know, the whole targeting mechanic. Yeah, lock-on systems existed in video games, Jmaine. But the way that Ocarina of Time did it, that was the first time I was ever done. The Z targeting mechanic. Apparently, that shit was like a big thing at the time. The way that you can a type of camera targeting system, which like, locks on your camera, and you know, we see that in mad games today, where you can lock on to points of interest, enemies, and stuff like that. And Ocarina of Time was like a pioneer in doing that gameplay mechanic. It's just a lot of things that went on to that game, that even just the whole day and night cycle that it goes into, certain shit happening at a certain time of the day. Like, this shit is brilliant. I can't believe they're doing this shit. This shit is brilliant, man. So I'm having a blast playing through Ocarina of Time right now. Like you, I started Burning Shores, but since I haven't really been home, I haven't been able to dive too deep. I beat The Last of Us Part 2, I mean, like a week.
On PS5.
On PS5, go on my new account, working on the platinum with that. Great game. And yeah, that's pretty much all the gaming that I've been doing since we last spoke. But yeah, man.
So I guess neither of us got to the Street Fighter 6 demo.
Nope.
To give our impressions on that. So I didn't get to that either. But I'm gonna check that out too.
I played the other test, the one that was like limited. I played that.
Right.
But Street Fighter 6 is looking really good. They're doing a lot of cool stuff with that, with the create your character mode and like the open kind of my play
city and stuff like that.
Yeah, the my player.
Yeah, that shit is crazy, because like you can run around and just start picking fights with people on the street and they start like beating them up and shit like that. Like that part right there in the game is gonna make them so much money with like microtransactions and shit like that.
Exactly.
Like you say, it looks like the My Park of like NBA 2K type stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be so many cosmetics and microtransaction stuff that you can buy on that part. It's gonna be ridiculous. And then you can like learn different abilities from other fighters and stuff, like have them as like your mentors and stuff, and learn their abilities and apply it to your character. That's gonna be dope. I think like a lot of fighting games should have stuff like that, where you can, you know, have that much customization with your characters, and being able to have that many like different abilities, and that you can swap in and out and stuff like that. It looks dope though.
All right, so before we get into some topics, I do want to read the 3 super chats before it gets too late. Cat Daddy Lurk said he couldn't watch the podcast live. Says, won't catch you live, but congrats on the blessing. I appreciate that, Cat Daddy Lurk, if you're watching this later. We got one from Ruffle Mutt. Says, what if your wife gave birth to a 5090 Ti? Congrats. Oh, man. That would be great, too. New GPU in the computer. I would love that. Ruffle Mutt again says, buy your son a Series S. Introduce him into Game Pass. I don't know if we're going to start there. Jmaine. You know what I mean? I have to show them greatness. You know what I mean? I have to show them greatness. I think I've been thinking the first game I'm gonna introduce, it might be Super Mario, man. It might be a Super Mario.
I think it has to.
I think
I
it has
always
to.
said that would be the first game I would introduce my child to. I think that's like baby's first game. Dog.
It has to, yeah.
Right there.
Super Mario.
Anybody,
I think
anybody, to be honest, even if it was an adult that don't play games and they want to
Yeah.
play a game, I think Mario would be the first.
It's really the best step in like starting point to start your gaming journey. You know what I'm saying? Like Mario, learn how to jump, basic controls, right?
Yep.
The controls are also very precise. Like it works, right? You know, so you can't get crazy frustrated. Next, in modern gaming, I need to get some twin stick action because I feel like that's where new gamers have the most trouble when using two sticks.
Analog stick.
The second analog stick, one for moving and one for looking around. That'd be whooping a lot of new people's ass. So that'll be the next step. But the first game, it got to be like a Mario. It got to be like a 2D Mario that we're going. And you know, that would be such a great piece of content because I think I'm going to actually record that and I might share that with y'all. You know what I mean? I might record, do a little reaction video of my kid playing his very first video game, Super Mario, and see how he does. You know what I mean?
Damn. I'm trying to think, what would be like the first person game or like the twin stick game that you would like introduce to him?
It might be another Mario, low key, because like Mario Odyssey, just an updated one, maybe like the 3D Mario, like Odyssey or something like that.
Right.
That ain't a bad game.
Oh yeah, I guess as a for a child, because I'm thinking like Call of Duty and shit, but that is like rated guns and shit.
Exactly.
He might be a little too young for that. So
yeah, exactly. We're gonna start off with Mario, good old Mario. You know what I mean? We're gonna start off with that. But Jmaine, a lot has happened these last couple of days. The timeline has been an absolute fire, and shit. Fuck it. Let's just get into the bullshit, bro.
Get into it, man. Let's do
just
it,
get into it.
But I do want to.
I do want to start with some of the other bullshit topics surrounding Xbox at this moment. And Jmaine, every fucking day, man, it's wake up, check the phone, and it's always something. What
it's crazy because
I want to see them win. Look, they lose they lose so much that I'm at the point that I really genuinely want to see you get a dub. I want to see you win. I'm cheering for you, for real. Like at this point,
starting to feel bad for him, or you already been feeling bad for him.
Like at this point, it's ridiculous. Did you see what's going on? You know the whole Redfall controversy that happened with the whole 30 frames per second, right? Were you here for that? Were you here for that or no?
I was.
Oh, you were here for that.
I don't know if y'all might have talked about it last week, but I was present, of course, for the timeline and shit like that. But I was here. No, I was here. We talked about it. We talked
about it. Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to get the timeline. So that whole Redfall situation happened, and it's 30 FPS first-person shooter. Now we're seeing store copies that advertise that the game was 60 FPS, but now they're putting like stickers on the game cases saying 60 FPS not available at launch, and it's just throwing like salt on the wound, bro. Like that's crazy. Something must have definitely went wrong with development if this game was clearly planned to be 60, but they just couldn't get it there. Like, and they're just shipping it out the door regardless. You know?
I mean, that also goes into what we saw about the digital store page, where it had said something about 60 FPS too, and then they took it away or something like that.
Yep.
So the thing with physical is you can't, once the shit is printed up, you can't take that away. So
I know.
Like so what has to go on where you are so confident enough to print a physical copy, physical art that says 60 FPS on the case or 60 FPS in the digital store, and that you just can't, like, it can't be there for launch? Like, what has to happen for something like that? That has to be like a catastrophic fuck up to get that deep into development, and there's something not needed like that. Like
that you need to now put on a sticker on the box art saying that, yo, by the way, 60 FPS are not at launch. So like something happened. They definitely had issues development, or they had like a crossroad where like, yo, we actually can't do this right now. At least not at launch. So
that make it seem almost like you don't have enough staff, or like I don't want to say
staffing is the issue. I don't know about that, because they launched Deathloop with Deathloop with 60 FPS and some other game modes. Right. Is it a staff issue? I don't think so.
So not like, because I feel like that's something where they're balancing like time and then the amount of bodies that they have to work on something. And so, like, for them not to be able to make it in time for the 60 FPS to be there at launch, did they lose staffing to the point where they didn't have enough bodies to throw at something like that? And they just had to focus on finishing up the game and getting it out the door rather than, having it feature complete and stuff like that's what I mean by like staffing and stuff like that. Or is it the talent? But I don't think it's the talent because they were confident enough.
Also, Arcane's not a bad studio. They're not also a bad studio. People love their games. Dishonored games, people love that shit. Even we're not fans of Deathloop like that, but people, like that shit. So we know they're not a bad studio. So we just like, what's going on with this one? Is it that like they just need more time and they have to hit this deadline? And Microsoft is in a position maybe that like, yo, we can't afford to do any more delays at this point. You know what I mean? I don't know if the pressure has to be coming from somewhere, to get this out the gate unfinished. Right? The pressure has to be coming from somewhere.
Up top.
And after all that crazy...
Get that shit out.
Yeah, exactly. Because after all the crazy backlash, right? You would think... Sometimes people see that shit, right? Or developers, companies, publishers see that shit, and they were like, yo, nah. We gotta delay this shit because this is not looking good at us. For them, they saw this shit and kept on tweeting regularly. They didn't even address it. They didn't even...
They saw this and say, yo, get the stickers. Like, yo, start printing out the stickers.
Yo, they didn't even address it.
Yo, print out the stickers. They didn't even say nothing.
Bro, aren't you shocked a little bit? Like, they just made that tweet and they just disappeared and they just went back to, like, regular just tweeting about, like, other shit. Like, they didn't give a fuck. They just went on with their day.
That's a good point.
I'm like, damn, y'all can't even come out and just be like, yo, we hear you guys. We did, like, y'all didn't even give us an apology this time. Y'all just said, fuck it, we're just going on with regular promotion, on the timeline.
They took the No Man's Sky approach. My boy Sean Murray, when that game came out, that boy was nowhere to be found. That man was somewhere on the island somewhere, like soaking in the sun and on the beach with his like fucking margaritas. Like
he was gone, bro. He disappeared. He disappeared, bro. So, after all that PR talking that he was doing post release, he left. And Nickwood, the Snake True Antagonist, says not the same. It's multiplayer. Deathloop isn't, but I think that's even more of a reason why it should be 60. If you're asking me, right?
First person
shooter multiplayer
is enough for it to be
60 FPS. So I don't think it's a good excuse for them. So I don't know, man. But on top of that, so we got that happening, Jmaine. Then we also got some numbers. You're the numbers guy. So can you give us a rundown of Microsoft's gaming revenue since they don't drop console sales on us anymore and stuff like that?
Yeah, they definitely don't. They stopped reporting sales. They don't even barely report revenue made. Like people have to like estimate based on these percentages that we get. So they released their quarterly reports. I believe this was Q3, and so their gaming revenue declined 4%. And the Xbox hardware revenue declined 30%. So two major declines right there. 30% with the hardware. I can't begin to understand what the hell is going on there.
Me too.
People are saying shortages, but we can get to that in a second. Yeah, one thing that did grow was content and services revenue grew by 3%, and I believe they said Game Pass within that quarter made like $1 billion. So I mean, I guess that's something they hang their hat on, that at least Game Pass is making the money, but because they don't give a lot of numbers, we don't know how much money they spent on Game Pass to the point where we can say that they're profiting right there in that quarter. Even though they made $1 billion, that's a lot of fucking money. But how much money were you spending also in that month to get those games and services on Game Pass?
So pretty much, y'all made $1 billion, but like we have no information on the breakdowns of like what you spent, so like what's the actual profit, like
right?
We don't know exactly. They didn't give us those numbers. They just gave us overall that it brought in this, it generated this.
That it grew money. Right. So on the surface, it does look good, like in terms of the revenue of the contents and services, but when you dig deep into it, as far as like the revenue declining and then the hardware, because I think personally, the Xbox is still their main focus in terms of how they're bringing in players and revenue, because I think there's more Xboxes out there than there are. It's the more people playing on Xboxes, there's their content on Xboxes, than there is people playing on the PC or in mobile right now. I think PC is a large part, like we heard about Game Pass and stuff like that, but I still think there's more people on Xbox consoles than there are on those other two things that I mentioned. So for that revenue of hardware being down like that, I was able to go on Best Buy the other day, and there was an Xbox Series X. It was a bundle nonetheless, but if people really wanted it, you go and buy
They
it.
could get it. You could get it.
Yeah, it was there. It was the Forza Horizon bundle. I think it was like 560. So it's like even exchange. Like you get the system in the game for 560. If you really want it, it's there for you to buy. I don't think if people really wanted, like PS5s had bundles, and people, they talk shit about Horizon being bundled in it, but that motherfucker sold out, didn't it? Like it was gone. Like the Switch had bundles. No matter what game is bundled with it, people gonna buy it if they want it.
There's a problem. There's clearly a problem with the hardware side of things. I think we have to acknowledge that, and I do think it's concerning. At least if you are an Xbox fan that games on a console, I think you should be a little bit concerned about this, because the way it's looking, if this continues, what the way how Xbox has been approaching everything, it seems like they just care about services, this, that, right?
Yeah.
And they've been hardly marketing the box like crazy when it comes to Xbox. Apparently they're claiming that stocks are low, but it's out there. It seems like it's out there every time we go to the stores and to look for one. I think there's a clear issue here that Microsoft is having a hard time getting this shit off the store shelves, and I think that should be concerning an Xbox gamer in the sense that if it gets to a point that it's really dire and bad, instead of like no one seems to want the console, then I could really see the console disappearing. At one point, I would have said like Xbox not gonna, but I could see at this point the console disappearing. The only positive numbers that they're giving out is pretty much on their subscription services and stuff like that, but everything else is fucking down. We could say that it has to do with the lack of releases, but the funny thing, they're not even doing no physical releases. Like everything's just pointing to the direction that like Microsoft is trying to leave. Like it almost feels like that. I don't know. It almost feels like they're trying to leave the hardware business a little bit. I don't know if y'all take it like that, but I'm starting to take it like that now. The way that they're moving, and unless something changes and these hardware doesn't increase, I think it's a problem happening. And so I know some people's damage control is, Jmaine, is that Microsoft is $1 trillion company. They could just keep on throwing money to keep this shit around. But look at the other products that Microsoft. This is not the very first hardware Microsoft has dropped, right? Windows Phones was the thing at one point, and we could say they had $1 trillion to keep that afloat. Why did they shut that shit down? You know what I'm saying? Why did they shut that shit down if they had the money to keep it going and just keep it going? But you know what I'm saying? So I just hope that they can get more people interested in the box so the console can live on, so at least the console players could be happy. But the way shit is going, it's not looking too good to me, at least. Just from the outside looking, it's not looking too good.
I guess that makes sense. So I think I guess for me it makes sense where they are focusing on their content and services, or like subscriptions and Game Pass and all of that. Like I don't know if that report was 100% facts, but we heard like Game Pass being at like 25 million subscriptions, and like 15 million of that was PC or something like that. Or 10 or 15 million was PC. So to see that many people on PC, like they're showing you that they're trying to capture the outside market other than consoles when they release like those PC focused games on Game Pass, and it's only like PC only, and then it comes out on consoles like later on in the time. But they're not like taking the time to make sure the game works for both console and PC and then putting it out in Game Pass. They're like, yo, this is a PC centric game, let's get that shit in Game Pass, let's get it out. And even if it's just for the PC dudes, let's just put it out there. Whereas console games, they make sure that motherfucker is working for both console and PC and then putting it out. So, some people I saw was like, upset at that strategy that they're focusing on with that. And then just the hardware itself. I mean, they show a focus on making the strongest hardware, but I don't think that shit is doing anything for them in terms of revenue. Like, people just don't care about the box.
You know what? They just have to show us. I guess we're going down this thought path because they're not really showing us that they care about the box like that. You know what I mean? Since day one, if we're being quite honest, the Xbox Series X punches. It's a stronger console than the Xbox One X in every way, but just from the very beginning, them pretty much using the same controller, them pretty much using the same UI. Like, it seems like they're not putting enough emphasis in creating a totally new experience on for the console. You know what I'm trying to say?
Point.
So it's not giving at least someone from like me that feeling like the joint is like some new shit. Comparison with the PlayStation and even the Nintendo platforms, at least when a new fucking console come out, you make it different. Give us a new type of controller. Show that you actually cared. Give us a new controller. Right. You gave us a new user interface. Totally different. Yeah. But everything literally just fucking crossed over. Like, you know what I mean? Like they almost like they just threw in a new GPU and that's pretty much it. You know what I'm trying to say?
It's the ecosystem thing.
It kind of loses that. It kind of loses that kind of like getting. Oh, I'm bringing home a new console feeling. Like I always felt that about the Series X, like bringing it home and plugging it in, just to see the same UI that you were just using for the past 7 years. And shit like that. I always thought that was a little discouraging in my personal opinion. That's why I always felt like the PlayStation 5 was more exciting because they're doing different things with the controller. They're doing different things with just the aesthetics of the box and just the user interface and stuff like that. So I feel like if Microsoft wants this console to move, they have to act like they care about it. Like they have to act like they care about the Xbox again. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like even they could claim and say that they care about the Xbox, but it's not really giving that type of vibes. Like they really give a fuck about the box like that. And I think
more games that take advantage of the hardware. Like that would help. I know Forza is going to be a motherfucking looker, but we going to need more. We're going to need more, man, to show yo, this shit is a motherfucking beast. Maybe I should pick this up. Like, if it's one thing you can get somebody to buy a system for, it's for some shit that look good. Exactly. It's we always see at the beginning of a generation, you have those games that are system sellers based on the looks. Whether it's a tech demo that they just added some shit to make it a full game, but usually racing games are that. That's why we was so puzzled that the new Forza wasn't there at launch and stuff like that, because that's the type of shit that people buy when a new system come out. It's a game that's a looker. So
exactly. And the Arcane says they're already working on the next Xbox, so that's hard to believe. Look, I totally understand that. I totally get that, and I'm pretty sure they are planning for the next box. But I'm just saying, things can change. We've seen it before. That's not the craziest thing. Like things literally could change, and I'm just hoping that they just showed us that they just care about the console a little bit more, and and do some cool things with the Series X. I hear that they got a UI coming in addressing some of the concerns that fans have been having, that they got this cool dynamic artworks, but pretty much the UI's tiles is just blocking everything. So apparently they got a new UI design coming to address that. Wouldn't it be cool if it just launched with a new UI and all this, you know what I'm saying? Shit, come on, man. I don't know. But the bad news just kept on flowing, Jmaine. The next thing was one that I did not see coming. I actually did not see this coming. Jmaine, did you see this coming?
I did it, and it's all starting to come back to me now of how that day went. I actually saw your tweet first. I saw your tweet first, and then I scrolled down and I saw the article itself. But I feel like your tweet came out and you was like, what you say? The never-ending story continues. You said one day we'll wake up to some positive Xbox news for once. I saw that tweet, dog, and I didn't see nothing else. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? I thought you was just talking about in general. I thought maybe you was catching up to the news about the reports about the revenue and stuff like that. I'm like, maybe he's just catching up on some old shit. And then I saw that the CMA actually blocked the Microsoft Activision Blizzard King deal.
I actually felt bad. Yo, Jmaine, I felt bad. I actually felt bad. How did you feel? Are you on the side that was cracking at the Xbox fan, or you felt bad? I felt bad for the joints. How many L's could have one take, bro?
No, I didn't feel bad. I felt bad,
bro.
I was ecstatic because I knew what the timeline was going to be. I got 3 or 4 jokes off in 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
I loaded the memes up. I'm making my bro. I loaded the memes up. I was ready, dog. I'm like, I gotta have the ammo on the timeline for this. Because it's so crazy. The night before we going to bed, everybody was just reporting all signs are pointing to this deal being approved by the CMA.
Bro, all the rumors were saying that, bro.
Yes, everybody was saying it, and they made it seem as if once the CMA approved it, it was smooth sailing from there.
Exactly, because
that was the biggest hurdle.
From my understanding, I got Def Singer in here. We had to get him for the topic, and it is an open mic, by the way. It is an open mic, if I didn't say that. So if you want to jump in and give your 2 cents on this whole CMA shit for this segment of the show, just join the Discord, jump in the open mic room, and I'll drag you in to the chat. All right, so Jmaine, like you were saying, from what I was hearing, if this got approved by the CMA and it gets approved by the EU, it puts pressure on the FTC, who is currently taking like legal action against Microsoft or something, like they're suing them or whatever.
Yeah, they're suing them
right?
to block
they're suing
this deal.
to block the deal, right? So if these two major regulators came through, I felt like it strengthens Microsoft's argument that this deal is good for consumers and shit like that. So it's not it's not anti-competitive. But now that this shit happened, it's like a major fucking setback. It's a huge setback. And from what I've been seeing, Microsoft says that they're gonna appeal this process, guys. Right? They're gonna appeal this process. But apparently, the CMA has a 62 or 67. I can't remember the percentage.
I think I saw 67 today.
67% rate in successful. What am I trying to say, Jmaine? They've blocked the. Yeah. They have a win rate of 67% of winning the appeals against them. So right now the situation ain't looking too hot for this whole Activision Blizzard King deal, bro. It's not looking too hot. And we got Death Singer in here. Death Singer, you there?
I am.
I want you to. I know. You tell me you're not devastated by the news, but I know your heart is bleeding right now.
No, I'm not devastated. No,
because you were very confident that this deal was gonna go through, right? At one point, I had conversations with you, Death Singer. You was very confident that this deal was gonna go through. So what the fuck is happening? You a UK resident. What the fuck is going on over there, sir?
What's going on over here, man? Fucking shit show over here, my god.
You sound depressed. Hold on.
No.
Okay.
Trust me, I'm not one of these bleeding hearts on Twitter right now. You know.
Well, what's going on? So what's going on with the situation? And first of all, I guess let me ask you this: honestly, in general, were you shocked that the CMA came out and said we are not approving this deal? Were you shocked?
Yeah, shocked because everything was pointing towards it was going through.
Me too. I was shocked too.
But obviously, things didn't work out that way. But what they held on to was really weird, and that's why I was shocked. But when I saw the reason they blocked it, I was like, that makes sense. I wasn't shocked at the reason.
So what's the reasoning for the people that don't know in the chat? What was the reasoning? Because they did come out and said, the CMA did come out publicly and said that, we looked at this deal and we looked at the numbers. Microsoft, this won't affect the console business at all. They came out publicly and addressed this. So why did they block this shit, Death Singer? Let the people in the chat know if they don't know.
They blocked it because of the cloud gaming. They are... Unfortunately for Microsoft, they are very good at the cloud services, as you'd expect. They invest heavily into it. And the CMA came to the conclusion that they own 60 to 70% of the cloud gaming market in the UK. And they want competition to thrive in this area. And
quick correction, it's actually 60 or 70% of global cloud gaming services. But go ahead.
Either way.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So they said that, and they want competition to thrive. Now, this was their choice. That this was a viable avenue to attack because people way smarter than me. They said this is an avenue they can attack if they really wanted to, because they probably gave up the whole attacking the console side of it because they were like, you know what, we probably ain't gonna. Let's go with this because this is a surefire hit, and here we have it. But the weird thing is, they claim the competitors that they're talking about in the cloud gaming space. Bear in mind, they're few and far between. If you want the biggest players, you have xCloud. You have Amazon with Luna, which is on shaky territory right now. You have Stadia, which is in the 6 feet under.
Dead.
Then you had GeForce Now, which is the biggest.
Yeah.
Arguably the most popular. And then you have the others like Boosteroid and whatnot. All these companies, the competitors, they're in full support of the deal. That's why it's kind of weird. They said, we're doing it to keep competition healthy, but the competition in the market is saying we're cool with it. Because Microsoft offered them all 10-year deals.
And they took it. Boosteroid,
yeah,
Nvidia.
yeah,
I think Nvidia came out and made a tweet said they're in full support of this deal as well.
They did.
Yeah.
They came out and said that.
So I did. So to add to that real quick though, I did see a post where they said that while they didn't come like public, or they weren't as public as like say a Sony or somebody like that, there was other companies that did disagree with this happening, and so maybe it was some other smaller cloud gaming companies, but maybe not. But I was just saying, like, I did see that, so I don't know if maybe that gave some credence to their concerns about the cloud gaming.
All right, so
it was oh, go on.
Yeah, so I wanted to, just further on the conversation. So, Deathsinger, from here, are you still optimistic that this deal finds a way to close? Because right now we've been seeing comments from Phil Spencer himself. Apparently, I seen an article. It was some internal email that was going on, or whatever internal message that he was sending. That he even says that, yo. I'm trying to find exactly, Jmaine. You know what I'm talking about? He was like, he was alluding that like this deal might not go through. If this deal doesn't go through, it's not our only strategy. Pretty much.
Right. He was saying like our strategy doesn't revolve around this deal going through. So we're gonna push forward, even if this deal doesn't go through. And I thought that was interesting because that language has never been used.
Exactly. This is what I told Deathsinger prior to the show in the other Discord when we were having a conversation. Why I think this deal actually might be a wrap, because the simple fact that Phil Spencer is coming out and saying that he's pretty much, if you're reading between the lines, is like, yo, this shit might not go through. That's exactly how it reads to me. Like, yo, it's looking like this shit might not even happen. So, we have different strategy if this shit doesn't fall through. And that's exactly how I took it. I'm glad you took it the same way too.
3 months ago, he was just talking about he's more confident than ever that the deal is
exactly.
He's more confident than he was a year ago.
Kofi,
and now it's like,
now your messaging is different.
Now still gonna go through with
exactly. Now I think they spooked.
Kofi, you have to look at who the message was for. That was not for the gamers. That was for the stock and the shareholders. That was, don't worry if this falls through, because it's not going to affect our business, so stuff carries on. You notice how the stocks didn't dip. They went up after the news. That was seriously bad news. Like, that was a message to them saying, if this doesn't go through, don't worry. It doesn't hinge on anything. Everyone's perfectly fine. So if you notice the way it's worded, that's not something you'd want to say to gamers. Like, that doesn't seem like it's aimed at that particular person. Because you have to watch. Well, you have to watch what he says, because he says things that people take as for us, but it's actually not for us. It's for other people. So.
Okay, I guess you could say that. And Viceroy, shout out to you in the chat. He says Phil actually said the same thing a few months ago. Maybe he did, but it just doesn't sound right coming out at a time like this and hearing about it. As like, once again, we're all outsiders just looking in. It doesn't sound like they're very confident, like they can seal the deal. And what's crazier about this, Jmaine, you were tired. We were all tired about this deal. People talking about this deal. It get mentioned. We're just sick of tired of hearing about Activision, Blizzard, King, and this whole acquisition. Right. I'm hearing that this appeal process can take up to 3 years, Jmaine.
Yeah, dog. I'm not here for that shit, dog. Like,
Microsoft,
I didn't mute this shit before on my timeline, but if it really is gonna take that long, it's getting muted.
Microsoft,
it's getting muted, dog.
I know honestly Microsoft thought this deal would be closed by now. I know none of this was literally part of the plan, Jmaine. I know for that for a fact. All these 10-year deals with Nvidia, Boosteroid, Nintendo, this is them being reactionary to the point that, they're giving us hurdles. Let's just do this let's make more concessions so we can get it done quicker. But now this shit is gone too far, bro. I think Microsoft knows that this shit's gone too far at this point. Was it supposed to get this far, Jmaine? I don't think so. I don't think it was supposed to get this far.
And so the other thing too is not talking about the appeals process and what's happening next for this deal is we of course got the EU, the European Commission, that is going to make a decision on this deal on May 22nd. And so I don't know which direction they have been leaning in, but I don't know if this may raise some of their concerns with the cloud gaming, because I feel like this cloud gaming concern, it's like almost everything that Sony was saying about the console market, but then they looked at the console market numbers and they was like, nah, y'all can't like cry about competition when y'all own damn near majority of it in terms of the how can I say it, like the high end console market. And then they just shifted everything that Sony was saying about like competitiveness, and they even brought up the game running on Nintendo Switch. They was like, and we don't see how that can happen, even though they made that like that 10-year deal with Nintendo. And so they just shifted everything to the cloud market, and seeing as like Dev Singer said, Microsoft owning 60 to 7% of the gaming service there is like, oh yeah, there we go. that's a reason to block it right there. So and then the FTC is still gonna block it. It's still suing to block it.
It's still
too.
suing.
So
it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good.
If the EU rule in favor, which they are definitely looking more favorably in Microsoft's direction than.
Well, that's what we thought. Shit, we said CMA. Did we just say what the CMA said this? I swear to God, we said that with the CMA. Dev Singer, we sound like a broken record right now, bro. The CMA said the same shit. Right. So why wouldn't the EU be like our brother said this?
Everybody was like, all right, it's going on.
Let me right. So the EU, if they vote yes, this is Microsoft's only chance. If they vote yes, the CMA will probably cave, and then they could go after the FTC, because the FTC. The thing is, it was brought up. Shout out to the same two, way smarter than me, knows all this shit. There was a case going through the Supreme Court in America for Axion, because they reckoned that the FTC bogs you down in all this stuff, for years, and they lock you in there. And basically, they make it so it takes so long, you just give up and don't want to do the acquisition. And they said this is unfair to us because we're trying to get it through, and they want to take it to a general court. Because at the moment with the FTC is if you disagree with the FTC's decision, they send your case to their own judge. And then if their own judge rules against the FTC could tell the judge he's full of shit and still go ahead with it, right? So this whole system's completely screwed. So Axion won the case. So now they don't have to go through all the crap the FTC puts them through. They could go straight around the FTC. So Microsoft probably saw that punch in the air, Satya was popping champagne, Phil Spencer was, belly dancing, smoking some hookah, I don't know. But, because this is nothing but good news for them, because they can avoid the FTC as much as possible. But it all hinges on the EU. If the EU says no, it's done. Wrap it up. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's what I tweeted out too. I said if that EU decision is a no, then I think at that point it's too many hurdles to even think about continuing with that shit.
Jmaine,
this deal is dead.
This is an L. This is a big L, bro. To come out and announce take it as an Xbox fan, to come out and announce, we just acquired Activision, Blizzard, King, the creators of Call of Duty, and announce that on your whole Xbox blog page. And niggas go crazy, Jmaine. I remember that day. I dropped the video. I got like 2K views, 2K some on that video. Niggas were going crazy. We're like, holy fuck. Just to turn around a year or two later to be like, nah, never mind, nigga. That shouldn't even fall through. We didn't get that shit, bro. How crazy is that? That's an L, Jmaine. What is going on here, bro? That's an L. And Blade X, you have to tell me what the fuck going on over here, bro. You got to tell me. What's your thoughts on all of this shit?
What's good, Blade X? I didn't even know he hopped up in here. What's good?
What's good, bro?
Good night, everyone.
Yo, what's up, man? What's up? What you feeling about this shit? Is the deal getting done, or is it a wrap, bro?
Oh, this deal is dead.
Jesus Christ.
Don't say you're on record. Don't do
Jesus Christ.
The CMA.
All right, so Def Second, you on record too. So you're saying the deal is done. What's up, Def? What are you trying to say? The deal is done?
Deal's done. I'm saying their last chance is the EU. I'm saying if the EU says no, it's dead. If the EU says yes, there's a chance.
There's a chance, yeah. I agree. Okay. I agree with that.
Okay, Def Singer. That's logical. That's very logical in way of thinking. I'll give you that. But Blade X, man, let's hear your whole thoughts on this whole CMA shenanigans that's going on with this shit, bro.
Man, I think the Xbox guys were celebrating this deal a little too quick. they became law attorneys overnight, talking about the deal is going to go through all the time. For the whole 2 years, all Xbox podcasts were talking about this deal. Saying about this is going to happen. Jim, I forgot his name, man. Shit.
Who? Jim Ryan? Who?
Jim, that's all right. Jim Ryan.
Yeah,
Jim
Ryan.
Dancing Ryan's crying. Look at all this credit. He said he's going to block this deal, and he blocked the deal.
Oh, you giving Jim Ryan credit for this?
No,
Yeah, he's gonna give Ryan credit.
CMA
He's gonna
blocked
give-
the deal. This had nothing to do with PlayStation.
Ryan just got a pay
Yes,
raise
sir.
at PlayStation. They
Yes,
said, "Oh
sir.
yeah, come on, they want to fire Jim Ryan. He
yeah.
blocking deals."
I was on record on this podcast, and y'all could testify. I was saying, PlayStation's doing everything they're supposed to be doing. I've been saying that. PlayStation's doing everything they're supposed to be doing. Your competitor's about to get a big, 1-2 up on you. You're supposed to do everything in your power to step on that shit, and that's what they've been trying to do. And at the end of the day, it might not have been what killed them. It might not have been what killed them, but it was all this cloud gaming shit. But we know PlayStation's influence definitely had some sort of effect.
It played its part.
It played its part. Yeah, it played its part in this overall arching storyline. You know what I'm saying? It definitely played its part.
I definitely didn't look at the cloud gaming market like that. Like, I still don't know like the percentages. Like when the CMA brought up cloud service, I'm like, cloud. Like, is it really like? Does Microsoft really own that much of the cloud gaming market and shit like that? I didn't know that.
Hey,
Jmaine, everywhere.
That's what
That's true. That's true. Azure is everywhere.
Yo,
That's
Jmaine,
why
why you ain't going
Sony
first,
even
man?
partnered with
Bro.
Microsoft with cloud.
That's
We
why
got
you
Big
need to
Cloud
pay
in here. We got
attention.
Big Cloud in here too. What's up,
Yo,
Big
yo.
Cloud? What's up?
What up? Yo, I'm surprised Jmaine ain't going for this man's throat. What you doing, bro? Kill this man. Kill this man.
Kill man, that's again.
No,
You've heard
listen.
this no, you've heard this damn near 2 years with this man. Kill this man. Get him.
Yo, chill. He coping right now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let him
He
breathe.
is though.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
he
We're
definitely
not
is.
doing that.
No. We gotta adjust that right now because I could have sworn we was in the server. Kofi, you been there in the damn search. You know what I'm talking about. But all we heard from Death Singer, I can't wait for this deal to go through. This deal's gonna be great. Xbox is gonna be number one.
Oh man. That's
say it ain't true.
looking
That's
good.
that was you.
That's it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good.
That was when it was first announced.
That's
But I mean, to be fair, that was it's hubris, It's when the ponies find out that the games are going to PC, Yeah, if everyone has a hard time, everyone has a bit of hubris when some good news comes out.
Yeah, that's hilarious, yo.
You can calm down afterwards,
Yo, shut up the Nova. It's no longer wait for E3. It's wait for EU.
Yo, but honestly,
For the appeal.
honestly, like if this shit doesn't fall through, what is the next step?
Take that $69 billion and invest in your first party. That's all you gotta do.
Jamie, have you not been paying attention to it? These motherfuckers like, we still got Sega. They can go buy Sega.
Oh
like,
my
They
god.
want to buy more shit.
Oh my god.
Already
I seen that. I seen that.
Oh
They're
my
like,
God.
if this, that's the deal. If this deal don't go through, they don't know what they just did. They just unwoken a beast. Xbox is about to go crazy.
Yeah, we're just gonna
Take Two, Capcom, and they're gonna get every third party deal out there. No limits.
Bro, I even saw motherfuckers. Bro,
I don't think it works like that. I don't think it works like that.
For Sega? I'm pretty sure they can get Sega, probably.
I don't even think that would happen. I don't think that would happen.
Here's the funny thing, though. I saw motherfuckers bring up Ubisoft. I'm like, bro, at this rate, Ubisoft for the streets. So you might can have Ubisoft.
No. You don't buy Ubisoft. It's almost broke. But like
Sega will be an L of a purchase. That'll be a dumbass purchase. Sega's a big L of a purchase. If you ask me, I don't care what nobody says. Sega is a big L of a purchase. 100%. 100%.
Sega or
Sega will be a huge L if Microsoft is down to throw. Why do that? Why?
I mean,
Why?
it would be an L,
Why?
but at least it would be somewhat.
No. It doesn't match. It doesn't even match the brand. It's an L.
They got a lot of
fuck is Microsoft going by
Japanese games that they might.
What? Okay, if they buy it, what? They're gonna get Atlas, and they're gonna lock down Persona games. This is the stupidest
franchise.
That's stupid, bro.
That's a big Japanese.
That's a stupid ass purchase, and it doesn't match the platform. I think it's a dumb. Listen, it's a dumbass purchase, and it doesn't match the platforms. Facts. It's a dumbass purchase.
They're trying to diversify that platform. Game Pass, they want everything in that shit. So if they want to
cut the money deals. If you want to do that, cut the money deals. Do the third party deals, bro. Yeah, so cut more money deals and get those games on the Game Pass. Then buying Sega is stupid to me. That's dumb.
KOFI.
Even like Sony, I don't even reckon that's a dumb purchase. Why would you buy Sega out of all of that shit?
Because it's easy.
What about Ubisoft compared to it? Then you think
Ubisoft is even dumb. That's even dumber too.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a dumber purchase too.
That's the like, who do you get at this point to fucking mask the wound of you missing out on a $69 billion investment like this? What do you
No. How much is it to buy Sega? What, like $4 billion? Like they can drop that and go.
They can look at if Sega's down to sell whatever. But like I don't see how that's beneficial for them.
Somebody?
It doesn't change the mindset, or it does change the lot.
Angry
I don't know how
Birds.
that really benefits Xbox like that. Really, I see. Like y'all saying the Sega purchase, but I don't see how that makes. That's like that next purchase is not it. It's not it. It's not even comparable. It's something to Activision. No. It's not even comparable remotely.
Not even close. Not even close.
Out of all the other companies, Sony has the best fucking relationship with Capcom right now, so I don't see Capcom selling to them, and neither does Square Enix.
Those companies are not selling to Microsoft. I'm putting it out there. They're not selling to Microsoft, bro. It's not happening, bro. Capcom's not going over to Microsoft, and Sega's not going over to Microsoft. I said it, bro. It's not happening. It's not happening. They probably can buy smaller Japanese studios and shit like that, but Sega. And
I don't know, man.
It's not happening.
I don't believe Michael Pachter.
I'll believe it when I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it.
Michael Pachter curse.
I believe when Michael Pachter makes a prediction saying it's not going to happen. There you go.
He literally is the opposite, man. Like
he's definitely the opposite, man.
It was the Michael Pachter curse.
He is the opposite,
this goes back to like PS3 days and shit like that. Like everything he said, the opposite happened. It was crazy.
Speaking of that, have you noticed? Michael Pacter's been bigging up Xbox saying it's going to go through, and I felt like punching his man in the face saying, shut up and say it won't happen. Why? You are the reason this deal, it wasn't Jim Ryan, it was Michael Pachter. That's the reason why this deal got blocked. Here we go.
Okay, the Arcane. Well, first of all, Microsoft is not throwing $70 billion at Sega in the first place. They're not going to overpay. That's stupid. That's what kind of why y'all thinking how this shit run like? Just because they got $70 billion floating, you think they're down to pay $70 billion to pick up Sega? That's not happening. What are y'all talking about? That's not happening.
He's worth for sure, but
it's not happening. Yeah, bro, it's not happening.
$4 billion. Like
mark it out.
They're worth $4 billion. Microsoft can pay $6 billion and buy the whole cup if they want. If they were down to sell.
If they're down to
sell, it's like Take-Two or something like that. Like I feel like.
I wouldn't even buy Take-Two.
But the funny thing with Take-Two, but listen, the thing of Take-Two, you think that they won't run into just as much hurdles as Activision Blizzard, though? You don't think so?
No, because
not as big as this one. Yeah,
Take-Two is still pretty big, and they have some of the biggest video games ever as well. So you don't think they're running into some hurdles as well?
The problem is Call of Duty affects Sony's financial line. GTA and Red Dead don't. They don't. But Call of Duty is Sony's cash cow
because it's a yearly thing too.
Jmaine,
versus Take-Two, where like
Jmaine, this is my take. The deal doesn't fall through. What they need to do is Microsoft already today has a whole bunch of amazing studios with immense potential just from the Bethesda purchase even alone. Microsoft needs to pocket some of that or use some of that money for marketing their box. Number one, this is my take. I'm just a nobody, by the way. But they need to use some of that money to make Xbox poppin', put it in all celebrities' hands, run some great-ass advertisement campaigns for your fucking console so you're not 30% down, Jmaine. That's number one, Jmaine. Number two, float some of that money into the studios to get some of these games shipping on time. Stop fucking letting go of employees, hire more employees, and get these games shipped out properly.
Have y'all seen
that's another take that I think. Redfall? And number three, Jmaine, do what PlayStation does and do what Microsoft used to do in the 360 era. Be aggressive if you want to spend the money
deals.
With the third party. Be super aggressive with the third party deals. Since you're the third in the race, you're probably gonna have to pay more than PlayStation to get some of these deals. But you got it, right? Maybe PlayStation for Final Fantasy. Okay, I'm just throwing it out there, right? But for Final Fantasy, maybe they have to pay $1 million. I'm just throwing out random numbers. But Microsoft, since you're in third place, maybe you have to pay $5 million. Do it. Be aggressive and lock down some of the biggest third-party games out there and play ball. That's what they need to be doing. Not going out and buying fucking Sega and that shit. If the Activision shit doesn't work out, cool. Now go back and reinvest in the shit that you already have and make them extremely strong. That's what they need to be doing right now, bro.
I agree. 1,000%. 1,000%. Because with the Activision deal, that shit don't do nothing for gamers. When Microsoft buys Activision Blizzard King, the games are still going to release on Xbox. It's not like it's going to change anything. It's still going to release everywhere. It's going to come to more people via the cloud. But that shit is not doing anything. Versus when you invest in your first party, you invest in your box, you can then improve what you already have coming to the people, that it will directly impact what they have going on, because that's what they really need to be focused on. Like you said, Kofi, I think
they have a lot of talent there, bro. Like there's developers there under their belt. They just need to start cooking. So maybe instead of running around trying to like throw shit in Game Pass, like buy more publishers, like, because I get the whole model that they're trying to go for, but you guys clearly have an issue shipping out some of these games on time. Maybe we can use some of this money and to invest in back at home in the studios, and whether it be
Redfall at 60
employees and doing something.
Oh, did y'all see the video?
To make the games,
or y'all see the sticker they got on the packages for Redfall?
Yeah, we talked about
that.
Yeah,
we was just talking about that shit too. So
like, oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. Because honestly, I'm tired of the bad news and shit like that. I'm tired of the game shipping broken with the Halo Infinite, now the Redfall Vault. It's always something. I got a $20 betting on Starfield getting a 90 on Metacritic with Jmaine. Y'all not making me feel very confident in this bet that I took.
You took a bet that it was going to get 90.
Yes, I took a bet. Yes, I took a bet.
You
know why? Because you know why? Look, say if I'm irrational about thinking about this, I'm thinking about think about look at my way of my thinking and taking this bet. Yeah, I'm just saying, Microsoft. Every big game that you have dropped in the last recent, besides like Forza Horizon, right, hasn't really been up to par. That the games that should be up to par hasn't been up to par. Right now, Starfield is your it game. It's the one that it's probably most anticipated that we have seen in this past fucking decade, that they have under their belt coming to your platform exclusively. You do not have an opportunity to fuck this one up, right? You got Bethesda, the creators who made Skyrim, the Elden Scrolls, their main studio, working on a big AAA RPG in space. There's no way in fucking hell you can afford to mess this up and not drop a quality product like the Oblivions and the Skyrim. So that's what my way was thinking, because they have nothing else. If this game's a flop, Jmaine, then what else do they have? What else do they have if this game's a flop? Nothing.
You already seen the bullshit, how people reacted with the 30 FPS for fucking, for Redfall. But Todd pretty much said, he pretty much confirmed in that interview that it's going to be 30 on Starfield.
You know what? I said this on the last podcast. I said this on the last one. Once again, the way that Starfield is hyped and is promoted to be, and how ambitious it's quote unquote supposed to be, I think gamers would have been more receptive of that 30 FPS over Redfall's 30 FPS. You know what I'm trying to say? Because at least, I think because of it's gonna hide behind its ambition. You know what I mean? Like, it's this ambitious project with 1,000 planets and this, that, and that. I thought it was gonna hide behind that shit. You know what I'm saying? And gamers would be like, you know what? Yes, 30 FPS, but it's doing so much. So I thought gamers would be more receptive to that. The Redfall is like no excuse, because the game doesn't even look like next gen number one.
It don't, yeah.
It's a first-person shooter that's not really primarily focusing on like hardcore RPG mechanics. So what's your excuse with that release? I feel like that's why they were getting so much flame for Redfall. But I think gamers would have complained. I think gamers would have complained about Starfield being 30, but I don't think it wouldn't have went as far as Redfall's one. That's all my take on that shit.
I think it would have, just because of how big the game is.
You think so? I don't think it would have went as far. I don't think they would have went as crazy.
The game is. And then the whole Xbox Series X eat monsters for breakfast most console conversation. That's gonna bite them in the ass. Like you said it. So how come this shit can't be doing 60 FPS? Like,
all right, Kofi, check it out.
That's just all about the game.
Have you noticed they've been giving Starfield special treatment? Look how many times it's been delayed because they want Todd Howard to make
it needs to be good. It has no excuse. Honestly, if that game turns about, if that game's nothing but a 90, then it's then y'all fucked up already to me. It needs to be a critical smash.
I don't see a 90, bro. I see like an 80.
Bro, it needs to be a critical smash.
Actually, you need to give 5 points because it's Todd Howard and the gaming industry loves the dude. So you have to give 5 points.
And then I'm taking those 5 right back because they fucking have bugs in their games. Shit.
Shit gonna be buggy as hell.
All right, so with this whole
fix that shit.
This whole CMA thing, so Big Cloud, you think this is happening, or it's a wrap for this at this point? What do you think?
I mean, Microsoft almost they gonna appeal it, so it's probably gonna get dragged out for like the next what? You see, y'all think a year. You personally think I think it's gonna be 2.
Well, they said I heard up to 3 years.
I'm saying, it's gonna it's gonna get dragged out as long as they can to try and get as much out of here. There's some people were spreading around. I showed you the video. They were talking about how like we doubled down on what we said. We see it, but again, people are putting more faith in in Europe, and to saying yes. But again, even if that was the case, again, you're still gonna it's gonna be the same thing all over again. It's gonna be another 18, damn near 20 months of hearing this again, nonstop. And at that point, guess what? We're going to come back to square one, because guess what? Let's say if they do get the deal, right, Kofi? After 2 years from this, you got to wait an additional, 10 years to see the results?
It's a long
deal they sign on. That's
it's a long time.
Battle.
Yeah, they got a long term, like every deal that they sign for the next decade. So I guess the immediate benefits from all of this shit, I guess, is the whole Game Pass aspect. If they will even allow the fucking games on Game Pass, I've been reading so much shit. Like this shit just look crazy. I think Microsoft was trying to position themselves in the gaming industry. If you have like one of the biggest video games on the planet, I guess you can, position yourself that like, we're going to be here for a long time. And I think Microsoft will, even no matter what, whether the console ceases to exist, I think Xbox as a brand is going to be in gaming forever, in the sense that it might just change that it's not as traditional box and you're shipping out a box anymore, versus them just being a publisher like a Sega,
like
or something
Sega,
like that, or just focusing on Game Pass and getting that on TVs and streaming boxes. I could see them doing a streaming box and stuff like that. Like, maybe they're just trying to do that by acquiring these big ass publishers, but it's just one after the other, bro. It seems like nothing is going right, and I'm just waiting for
Redfall will be here
soon,
soon to remedy all the bad news.
So hopefully that game
it's going to be a sleeper hit.
Leave Redfall
alone. Yeah, how about Redfall drop Jmaine and that shit has a 72 on Metacritic?
Oh, that's what I expect.
Oh my god, bro. The bar is in hell. The bar is in hell. Are you serious?
Yeah, man.
The bar is in hell.
I expected an 80.
Bro, if it don't even cross the 85, then that's disappointing, bro. If it's anywhere in the 70s, that's disappointing, bro. That's very disappointing if it's in the 70s.
Star Wars just, got their reviews dropping. That shit was what, 87, 86?
86. Low key, from what I'm hearing about the port, they should even drop that shit to 70. It seems like it's a good game, but the port ain't all that good, and we're gonna talk about it in a bit. But shit. I don't know why reviewers are overlooking that.
Bugs and stuff like that.
Bugs in games.
I think what they do sometimes is like they'll play a game first day patch, and then they'll it'll have bugs. Yeah, and then like they'll be like, okay, if they get the day one patch, they'll load it up,
be good,
play it for a little bit, like okay, it's better, and then they'll just throw up their review. Like,
where was this energy for Horizon?
Well, Horizon got good reviews though. It's not an 88 on Metacritic. It got good reviews. You're right. That's
also
only 2 points away from
how many Horizons you gonna play, Kofi? Come on.
Also,
bro,
the reviewers are looking.
No, I'm Horizon #1 fan. You didn't know, Big Cloud, bro?
Yeah, fuck out of here.
I got the platinum in the first game. I got the platinum in the second game. I'm about to get the 100% in the DLC, bro. I'm the resident Horizon top fan, bro. Like, y'all don't know that? Y'all don't know that?
I platinum both.
Kofi definitely one of them ones that's gonna play everything Horizon just so he could talk shit about it.
Oh,
so he can't say nothing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like, you telling me I played it? I platinumed it. I know everything about it. Like, fuck out of here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
but
man,
I don't even know.
I
don't know what to go from here to even talk about this shit. To be honest, like this deal, like I don't know, bro.
You know what it is? It has been drawn out in conversation for so long. Like y'all, like we have, because like there hasn't been a single week that I could name where we couldn't like get past hearing about CMA this, CMA that. That's all the Xbox community talked about was this damn deal.
Yeah,
that's all.
Right.
You bring
all
up games,
all for it just to get blocked, bro. Matumbo block deal, like that's fucking crazy, bro.
That's depressing. That's depressing.
When did this deal get announced? Like when they first acquired them, like
2 years ago. It feels like.
I feel like it was. Was it 2020? I think 2020. It had to be like that, yo.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah. You think 3 years? No way, it was 3 years ago. No, I don't think.
Let me check. Let's
2021 maybe.
I think it was 21. I think it was 2 years ago. I don't know. Way
2 years ago. That would be crazy. I feels like we've been talking about it forever, bro.
I'm saying
it really do. Yeah, because we see that shit every day. So And then we starting to get into the point where it's like it's not even about games anymore. They just talking about lawyer shit and court shit, and just like I don't give a fuck.
22.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, 22. Oh,
yeah. You got people that subscribe to Twitter Blue just so they can report and post about articles. Like I don't care. Like that whole Twitter For You section is in shambles, dog. Yeah. It's like my For You section is nothing but people telling Microsoft they need to just pull out of the UK completely and don't even like mess with them anymore so that the deal could go through. I'm just like, dog, you want them to pull out like their second biggest market, second or third biggest market?
Yo, this deal got like the Xbox community acting out of pocket too. They've been wild, bro. Y'all seen Kid Smooth's tweet, yo?
Oh yeah, son.
Yo, Ray Samo, bro. What's he going? I'm like, yo, delete that shit, bro. Like, yo, you just try to get yourself out of here. Like, what you doing, bro? Ray Samo, bro.
So that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
He still kept that tweet up too. That boy is wilding.
No, I think I saw Gaming Addict. I think Gaming Addict said he ended up getting like flagged or some shit, so you can't even tweet or some shit. God damn, he wilding, bro. This shit got them acting out of pocket, bro. And I see the PlayStation mans doing the running. You know, they celebrated. They doing their victory laps and shit like that. They happy as fuck that this shit that they go through.
Because we really talking about a buzzer beater. Like we really talking about this looking like it's about to be good. Go through.
It really did look like that.
And then it's just like, what?
It's that man needs to quit. He gotta quit, man. It's at the point where he gotta just go into hiding after Redfall and especially Starfield, because homie losing it.
Yo, Starfield's not good. I don't even know what I'm going to say on this podcast after I lose my little $20 bet. I don't even know what I'm gonna say, bro. Shit is crazy.
It's $20, man. That's all it is. Like,
you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I can do? I'm gonna guilt trip Jmaine the whole time, like taking food out of my baby mouth, bro. With this, I'm gonna guilt trip him the whole time, bro. I'm gonna guilt trip him.
You might lose that Elden Ring bet too. I'm hearing that DLC's been in development for over a year now.
It's not coming out this year, bro. It's not coming out this year. It's Armored Core. It's Armored Core this year, man. It's Armored Core, which we are going to talk about. But
that could be next year.
We got Raiden who joined up, yo. So real quick on the CMA business, man. What's your overall thoughts? Were you surprised that this shit got blocked? I was.
Honestly, bro. I'm like y'all. I'm just trying to talk.
Kind of over it. You kind of over it, right?
I just want this shit to be over. So
Me
like,
too,
I can finally focus on games, bro. Because like,
that's a fact.
It's too much talking, no more doing. That's the way I see it.
You ain't telling no lies, because at this point, I don't care if it goes through. I don't care if it's blocked. Either way, like, it's never gonna affect us. If we wanted to play an Activision game, we would have just bought it regardless.
Just play it.
Just play it. If this deal doesn't happen, Xbox community, the game is not going to disappear from your platform. You could still go out and spend money and play Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? So,
but they don't want to buy games, Kofi. They don't want to buy games.
So ultimately, the problem is y'all sad that y'all it's not going to be in Game Pass and y'all not going to pay a subscription to rent Call of Duty yearly, pretty much.
Right? Because why else would you be upset if the deal don't go through? Like. I mean,
which is cool. That's a cool perk. I ain't gonna lie, that's a cool perk.
If it can maintain the quality, right. You can make the argument that this deal would help Microsoft maintain more revenue because they have the whole
more games in Game Pass, right?
And they can now take that money and invest in more IPs, invest in their already established IPs and stuff like that.
You're right about that.
You're right about that. Sony was doing with the Call of Duty revenue, but that's something that they have to worry about. In terms of as a gamer, you don't have shit to worry about in terms of what you get to play. Like you'll still get to play that shit. So
exactly.
But I get that part of it, the revenue part. But hey, because I guess at this point with Microsoft, it's no longer an open checkbook when it comes to Xbox. Like they actually have to go out there and do things that is bringing in revenue and bringing in profits so that they can reinvest. They're not just because that's what people tell me. Phil Spencer was running Xbox with one hand tied behind his back. He wasn't able to get the checks cleared to do everything that he wanted to do. And now that he has them in their corner and that they're able to invest in things that are going to bring the money back in, this is why they're trying to go so hard in this Activision Blizzard deal. So,
Yeah.
Nah, it's crazy. It took this long to start having this type of conversation. Like, what about the games in general? It's mostly just been Call of Duty this, Call of Duty that. What about the first party? We haven't heard anything from Avowed. We haven't heard anything from Perfect Dark.
Right.
Nothing on Hellblade 2.
I wanna know what's coming next from I forgot their name. Dudes that made Doom Eternal. Like, I want to know what's coming next with that. Like,
exactly.
Machine Games. Like, what's going on with them? No, Machine Games did Wolfenstein, but
what is it? ID software. ID software. It's software. It's software. That's what you're talking about. So, once again, like, they got some talented developers under their belt, and I hope Microsoft. I hope they're cooking something over there at Microsoft, bro. I hope they're cooking some shit over there. So,
they better.
But we can move on. We can move on from the CMA shit. It's shit depressing. Hopefully, this conversation ceases to exist, but it's not. You know, this shit's just gonna get dragged on for a few more months. Let's see the EU decision. I guess that's will be the next time we're gonna talk about it when this EU shit pop up.
May.
If that shit get fucking blocked, holy. Man, put everybody. We put in the prevention hotline on the timeline, bro. We putting that for a lot of people because people are gonna be upset.
Dudes on the Xbox side was making those artworks where they got all the studios lined up. That's first party, and they all like help is on the way. They had all the Activision Blizzard studios lined up next to the
making all these graphic designs, making all these graphic designs on the playing games, bro.
That's the funniest shit ever, yo. One big family.
They won.
Damn.
Marsh Mello says, "Why can't y'all come to realization that Xbox is mediocre?" But listen,
it definitely is.
But no, wait, hold on, let me spit. Not the 360 era was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I would say, Jmaine, I would say that was the console to have. I don't know how y'all experiences was. The 360 was the console to have. That console came, it launched, Gears of War dropped. Gears of War was so big and impactful, Jmaine. That's when, I don't know if you remember, the Red Ring of Death happened around Gears of War time. Yeah. It was so great that people were fucking up. Gears of War was fucking up niggas' consoles. They were reeing up. They were reeing up on the 360. They were like,
the 360
that would literally piss you off. That should technically piss you off and be like, fuck Xbox, we're going somewhere else, right? But no, the shit was so great at the time that we're like, nah, we need to go find another Xbox. Jmaine, dudes were rapping. Listen, dudes were rapping their console with a towel, Jmaine. I did that. We're rapping their console. This is how bad that we wanted to play this shit. No, so let's not do that. They weren't always mediocre. The 360 era was brilliant for them. Niggas were wrapping their console with a fucking towel, people, to get that shit working to play Gears of War.
Looking up that YouTube video and rapping.
So what are we talking about? Xbox is not that they were mediocre. The 360 was brilliant for them. They had amazing third-party deals. They had games like Mass Effect, Oblivion first. They had amazing games. Let alone
they had crazy third-party deals.
But Jamie, let alone their top flagship games were at their peak at the time. Let's talk about it. Halo 3, Halo Reach, ODST. These were peak games at the time. Let's not forget that.
You know what's funny?
Once again, Call of Duty deal. Real quick, Blake. I'm on a roll. Call of Duty. Right, was the biggest ever. Let's say we always say the golden eras first. Yeah, we're saying the golden eras of Call of Duty was the 360 era, Modern Warfare 4, 2, 3, Black Ops. Everyone was on Xbox Live party chats. PlayStation was not fuck with that. On top of that, new IP like I mentioned with the Gears of Wars and stuff like Xbox was cooking. Forza Motorsport was actually at its peak at that time too. And then they introduced Forza Horizon. Yo, 360 was going crazy, boy.
Even 360 was going crazy. Cameo and Viva.
That's what I'm saying. So let's not be like Xbox was mediocre. There was a time where Xbox was actually fucking fire. So let's not do like Xbox was mediocre, always mediocre. That's not true. That's not true. There were a time that they actually captured the hearts of many gamers, bro. Let's not play them like that. But ever since the fucking Xbox One, Jmaine, shit has never been the same. It's just never been the same since the Xbox One. They've never recovered from it.
They got too fucking cocky, and plus they forgot.
Bro, they never recovered from it.
And they never got the memo. You got to treat these games like events. That's why Sony does so good with these damn games, these deep dives. Like they don't treat these games like they're special anymore. That's how they were in the 360. Like y'all remember the Mad War trailer?
Yep.
Nah,
We
they were
got
going
what, Gears
crazy.
1?
So let's
Like,
not do them like that. Like, yo, the 360 was definitely an
Kofi
era, a
said
special
nothing.
time.
He
That was
The
a special
Xbox
time.
One came out and nothing was the same.
Nothing was the
Jmaine,
same. It was,
man.
You
bro.
know what's funny? That album came out that year too, 2013.
Nothing was the same.
Drake was talking about the
That's
Xbox.
what, oh man, that's fucking crazy, yo. I'm telling you, bro.
From the time in the show, this is
I'm telling you, bro. Let's not play Xbox like that. That 360 era was built different.
Nah.
That was a console to have. I don't know about where y'all were growing up, but that was a console you
I
had
had both,
to have a
but
360.
they
You had to
I
have
never
that
had
shit.
towards the
My
end of the
friend had
generation,
one.
PS3 was definitely
But I
doing this
did
thing.
play
Yeah,
it.
towards
My friend
the
had
end, that's when
When the
the
Kinect and shit started coming out for 360
exact.
is when they started.
I agree.
falling off.
I agree.
Yeah,
I feel
2010 was kind of the year when they were just like,
yeah. Towards the end of the
that's when
360's
they
life,
got
it was a little shaky, and that's when the PS3 started to pick up steam with the big hit like The Last of Us and stuff like that. You know,
And that was a long ass generation too, because by then we talking
Yeah.
like 7 years, I think, for Xbox by 2010. No, it was like 5 or 6 years, and then
yeah.
because I don't know if
And
y'all
then
remember.
that's when it started falling
Y'all
off
think
then.
back. I don't know, like in gaming circles, at least in my gaming circles, with the rumors of when we're calling the Xbox 720. At that point, we don't know what it is called, but we're just dubbing it the 720 or the
Fuego
next
and-
episodes, right?
yeah.
We're dubbing
Yeah.
it some other shit, right?
720. Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
it was
Yeah.
720.
At that time, yo, there was a lot of excitement for the follow up to the 360. People act like there was no excitement. It's they the ones
nah.
who came and shot themselves in the foot with that fucking reveal.
Bro,
They
were the
were
chosen one.
going to
They
be
had
first
more
to
viewers.
next
People,
gen.
Yeah,
people
they were
were
gonna be
so
first.
gassed for the next. People were so
were.
fucking gassed for the next
Y'all remember,
Xbox, bro.
they had more viewers than the PlayStation, John. At the start of the PS4 gen, they had more viewers. At the start of the reveal. That's how overhyped people or how
Dog,
hyped
people were
for
anticipated
Xbox
for
One.
that new Xbox, bro.
Yeah.
People were anticipated. Don't sleep. They the one who came out and fucked it up, and it never been the same. Never been the same after that day, bro. It really hasn't. So and it's just sad, bro. It's sad to see. It's sad to see, bro.
When they had a conference, it's like they were showing all the look at the graphics of the dog, look at that, and that was when it came out with the worst COD ever, and they
Call
didn't
of the
even show the
Ghost.
damn console until E3, and it's like you already pissed off the fans enough, so why put out that conference in the first before E3? That was the main thing that irked me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Oh, brother.
It's been tough. It's been tough, but hopefully better days are coming.
There's
Jimmy.
still
Hopefully
hope
better days are
in terms
coming.
of
Better days.
Better days are coming.
yeah, I guess to go back to that question real quick is that it's not that like we need them to do good. It's not like we like holding on or
Yeah, we need
just,
them to do good. We really do.
We need
Yeah,
them
I
to
know.
do good.
We
We can't
really
just
do.
have Sony out here alone by themselves dominating shit. Like they can't just be the only ones there. We need more competition. We need more innovation. Like we need more stuff.
You
Like
know-
we need
you know
more
what's
things that
wild
are take
about-
advantage of the hardware. We need that.
You know what's
I mean,
wild
Phil
about this,
thought to go.
Jmaine? You know what's wild
What's
though?
that?
If this deal would have went through, I guarantee you, we probably would have had an announcement for SOCOM or something. Like they needed a.
You think
counter.
SOCOM?
I think so. We needed a counter for Call of Duty, or
They
something
probably
to
would
make
have
up
announced
for
that showcase.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
that
yeah.
too. But you need all this stuff. You need these games.
Well,
We just lose all of
we
them.
know that Firewalk, I believe the studio that they just acquired, is working on I'm assuming it's a FPS, right? With the veteran developers of
Demolition games as well.
Respawn,
Yeah.
Bungie. So you know PlayStation's already working on that shit, bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
They're not doing 10 live service games by 2026 for no reason. It's really about to ramp up in that field.
Jack saying the last episode of PSP was a year ago, maybe today. That's crazy. Shout out to
Damn,
that.
really?
It was already been
Wow.
a year. That's
Damn.
crazy. A lot of change.
I'm
A lot of
fine,
change, man. A lot of change, man. Legendary
You got a
crew
kid
right
now.
there, Nami. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a super chat donation from Black Star Go. He says Xbox One so far has better games than the series. What would you say about that?
So far,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would agree with that. Because what are your standout games for the series? Forza Horizon 5.
Forza Horizon 5 is probably the best game that they have launched. Yeah.
Grounded.
All right.
See, Jmaine, it shouldn't be this hard. You see what I'm saying? It shouldn't be this hard to think. It shouldn't be this hard to think about it, right?
Hi-Fi Rush is not a bad game. That's a good game.
No, yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. There we go. Hi-Fi Rush.
Fun.
Forza Horizon 5.
Damn.
Halo.
Halo Infinite. You know what? You listen. Halo Infinite is a great look. I was come out.
Multiplayer-wise.
Halo Infinite, it plays really good. It is a good game. I can't say Halo is a bad game. It's just lacking. It's lacking. It's lacking. And if it honestly launched with like the season 3 content that it had, Jmaine, if it launched with the season 3 shit, I think the reception would be a lot different though. But today Halo's not that bad, but they already lost the steam. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing with the games.
It's gonna be a live service.
They lost the steam. Yeah, lost the
steam.
steam.
You gotta have
already.
that content.
Halo today ain't
Sunset
bad.
Overdrive. They had Titanfall at this point. They had. I didn't really fuck with the new Dead Rising and the Rise was okay. But Gears of War came out by then. At that point,
I don't know.
Came out later.
Killer Instinct?
No, 2016. I think Gears came out. Gears 4.
Okay.
So what?
Killer Instinct. Yeah, you had more games. You had Killer Instinct too as well.
Yeah, they were doing more.
All I know is with the amount of studios, we can wrap up with this, at least with this topic. The amount of studios that they fucking have, they should be able to put out some quality fucking games out, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They have more than enough studios, more than PlayStation as we speak right now. They should be able to drop some nice heavy hitters for, you know, that people love, yo. So we could wrap up that CMA topic with that. I do want to talk about Armor Core.
Okay, yes.
Talk about Armor Core.
I do too.
Jmaine, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I've never played an Armor Core before. The only game I played is Mech Assault on the OG Xbox.
I gotta come for you because I feel like you were shitting on this when they revealed it.
I wasn't shitting on it. I was disappointed. It's a difference. I thought it was gonna be Elden Ring expansion.
But you was almost like, get this shit out of here. We don't want to see
I was disappointed, Jmaine.
Elden Ring expansion.
Like, we all were expecting DLC for Elden Ring, so we all were like on that high of Elden Ring. So it makes sense.
Now he doing twerk. He twerking on the timeline for this game.
I'm not twerking.
From Software make a game. I'm there day one, and gamers alike. He using big words and shit.
Oh my god!
Where's this energy coming from, dog?
Oh my god! Listen, I've never played an Armor Core game, but let's not pretend that reputation in the gaming industry is not a big, huge factor. You know what I mean? And I think at this point, From Software has earned that reputation from me. They've created some of my favorite games ever, you know, from Sekiro to Elden Ring, Bloodborne. I love those games. Great ass games. That they have that reputation that now when they drop a new game, I'm checking for it. Is that a crime, Jmaine?
It absolutely is.
Oh my god!
It absolutely is.
Why is that a crime, Jmaine? Why can't I check
Armor Core in the Souls game, dog. So what are you really checking for? You don't know what you getting into.
But I know the studio makes good shit. I don't always need to play a Souls game. I'm always asking for these guys to these developers to do something different. I'm not always asking them to give me the same thing. So I'm looking at it from what I'm seeing some platinum-y, fast-paced action, big boss robots. It's looking like it'll be up my lane anyway, so I'm down to give it a try. Plus, it's from a studio that I know are reputable, and they drop quality games. So I'm looking at this trailer, and Jmaine, to my surprise, they just announced this shit, and the game's coming out on August 25th.
Yeah, I don't know.
They must have been cooking this. They must have been cooking that fat. They must have been cooking that for a long time. As either that, like they had a team working on this on the side, while like they were making Elden Ring or some shit.
Probably. I mean, they probably have the benefit of these Souls games being so successful that they were able to put a team to the side and work on bringing the Armor Core franchise back and stuff like that. And I ain't going for it. Like you said, the gameplay looks absolutely.
It doesn't look that bad. It looks pretty cool.
The
gameplay look cool, bro.
My only concern is I don't know how like intricate the Armored Core systems are. Like I know you got the mech, like on the surface, it looks pretty simple and like to get into, but people are telling me like it's really some in-depth systems when it comes to controlling the mech.
I heard that too.
And stuff like that. So that I feel like that might throw me off. I played the Armored Core game back in like PS2. I mean, I was young, so I didn't really know what the fuck was going on. But I feel like I remember the game being like complex and shit like that to the point where the systems threw me off before I even got a chance to like digest the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I got to look at some older gameplay. Well,
Jmaine, I don't know. We have to look. I know it's number 6, right? But I'm hearing that it's almost like a reboot. It's not connected to like Armor Core 5 or something. That's what I heard, right? So who knows? From Software's popularity is through the roof now. Maybe they scale back some of the stupid hardcore, like the crazy ass mechanics, and make it more accessible in a sense to appeal to a new, wider audience. I think we won't know this. I hope we see more gameplay footage to really like get a proper look on that, like how the game will control and play from the perspective. Right. But like you said, from what I heard, I'm hearing Armored Core is like some super technical thing, and I hope they do keep that identity, but they might modernize some of the stuff to bring new people in. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing too, as well, especially if they can keep there's a balance you can play, keeping it faithful to the fans. You know, by having some cool thing, but also doing it for now you're more popular. You're a bigger studio. People are hyped for your shit. And now you.
I just don't want them to ruin the core system and the gameplay for the casuals, because they're not known to do that with the Souls games. When people be like, "Oh, it needs easy mode," they be like,
"Oh, I'm not asking for an easy mode," but I'm just saying there's probably ways. You know, I'm not asking for an easy mode, but I'm asking maybe it will be more. I don't know how the Armored Core games used to play. I don't know if this one will be more super action oriented. Who knows? But from what I'm looking at, it definitely does remind me of some
heavy action,
some action. You know what I mean? So who knows if it's been switched up a little bit, but it could still be somewhat faithful to the core audience. So all I'm saying is the whole point in all of this is that yes, there's studios that if they announce that they're making something, we get hyped. It's natural. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Naughty Dog. We different there. We different there.
I know. I don't think so. I think you're full of shit. If Naughty Dog coming out showing that they're making something you're not hyped, I think you're full of shit. Even if they show very little, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
If they don't show me if they don't show me what the game is about, how can I get excited for it? Like I don't even know what the fuck it's about. So like it's different when you announce like a sequel or something. Like Last of Us 2, when we only saw Joel walking through the hallway and Ellie singing on the guitar. Oh shit, I know those characters. Like I could get excited for that. But if they come out and they showing a new Naughty Dog fighting game, like I can't say I'm excited because that's not something that I know them for. That's fair. Not something I fell in love with.
That's fair.
Nah, I think you get hyped if it was Savage Starlight. That's the shit that was advertised for the longest in Last of Us.
But I think something like that is more like you connected with that because of The Last of Us and stuff. So you like, okay, I recognize that for IP or whatever.
Yeah, but they didn't show nothing. They didn't show nothing, Jmaine. No,
so I would be excited for the premise of it, the idea of it actually coming to fruition.
Well, that's pretty much what we're saying. That's pretty much like what we're saying about with these games, though. That's exactly what I'm getting at. Like the idea of like right now, if if Naughty Dog says, "Yo, we're making a John Wick game," if that's all they fucking said. I have every right to be like, oh, I'm looking forward to that without seeing something.
Because that's going to be a third-person shooter, more than likely. You know what I'm saying? So they're good at that. If Rockstar came out today and said, "Oh, we about to drop a MOBA," like, you gonna be excited for that? Like, oh shit, I can't wait for Rockstar to drop this MOBA. Like, this is gonna be
fair enough.
So I don't know. Like,
you made good points.
I can't. Like Armored Core, like I said, I played it before. The game, like they showed gameplay, so it's like you have something tangible to actually see
to look at, and I think this is cool
and digest. Like that shit look good. It look good.
I like big bosses. I like that shit. So
I don't. What I think is going to end up happening is that this gameplay trailer was so like frenetic and high octane, and the action.
The real game ain't gonna be like that.
When they start showing the systems and stuff, people gonna be like, "Yo, what the fuck?" They're gonna start complaining.
You expecting a Redfall? As you trying to say?
No. Not like anything that's going to look bad. I'm saying the reception because of From Software's popularity and the way this game looks.
Why would it be negative? But why would you have a negative connotation to it? How do you know that people might not be like, oh shit, this is actually some cool shit? This franchise has never been super popular, right? It has always had like a core fan base. Maybe people will look at this and be like, oh shit, this is kind of dope too. You know what I'm saying?
They asked for easy mode on Souls games. Dog.
Some people, it didn't stop Elden Ring from selling over like 20 million copies, right? It didn't stop that.
After learning that shit was the easiest Souls game, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's things within the game that makes it easier. So
I don't think that's why it sold 20 million, Jmaine. I don't think that's why it sold.
You don't think that's why it sold 20 million?
I don't think so. I disagree.
I absolutely think that's why it sold 20 million because more people picked it up. Knowing that it's more accessible.
No, I think it sold 20 million because I think the studio has been slowly building up a reputation of that they make amazing games.
Yep.
Right, because prior to that, what did they do? They dropped Sekiro. That's the game had an easy mode. Did it had any? Was that game particularly easy? No. A lot of people had a lot of trouble. A lot of people had a lot of trouble with Sekiro because it's a game that you can't just level up your character. You actually have to learn the game. You have to learn the mechanics to actually beat the game. You know what I'm saying? It's not a game that you could just go and farm somewhere and get D's and beat a boss. It doesn't work like that. You have to learn actually how to play the game and really study patterns and stuff like that to actually get by a game like Sekiro. You can't really be cheesing a game like that, right? So I think From Software has just built up a reputation over these years because it's been over 15 years. They haven't dropped a bad game. They haven't dropped a game over like the score of like 85 on Metacritic. Like everything is above. So I think people know this. I think people are hip to this at this point, and now people are paying attention to what they create. So now they're making an Armored Core game. Someone like me who's never played an Armored Core game, now I know what you guys do. So I'm gonna pay attention to what they do, no matter what.
I don't think that's
attention. I'm expecting.
I don't think.
I'm not sure. I'm willing to make a bet that Armored Core 6 is gonna be the most successful Armored Core game in sales wise.
Oh, you going that? You going that high?
All right.
I agree.
Okay. You going
I
that
know.
high?
I'm not even denying that because
I don't think it's because gaming don't do that. Yeah, they got clout now. They got clout.
No, it is because of gaming itself too, though.
Wait, a question.
Man.
We saw that with PlayStation games. Why do you think these PlayStation games is from PS3, to PS4?
Look, it's a factor.
God of War selling like 15 times more. I mean,
Jmaine, it's a factor. It's a fact. Listen, it's a factor. But don't make it seem like that's like the main attraction. Let's call it spade a spade. From Software is popular now. They're popular. That's all we have to admit it. They're popular.
About Armored Core as a whole, has Armored
they're
Core
definitely mainstream now. I think you can you even deny that? From Software is mainstream now.
They're mainstream for hard games.
Like really?
No.
I don't know.
I don't really heard anything.
That's a good question.
I mean, I've heard of it, but
yeah, that's a good question though. Has it really like sold a lot?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember ever hearing Armored Core in the conversations about like being a highly sold game.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think this one's gonna. This is why I think it's a great time, Jmaine, for them to revive a franchise like this to introduce it to more people. Because right now they have a lot of eyes on them and whatever they make. It's a great time to reboot a franchise like this. You feel me?
Yeah, I agree. It's
the best time. It's the best time. Yeah, it's gonna add a lot. It's gonna add a lot, especially if it turns out to be a critically banging game as well. More people are gonna check for it. It might not do as good as Elden Ring, but it's gonna be the best ArmoredCore game.
Are you expecting Elden Ring like elements in this, like with the dodging? Are you expecting that type?
I actually have no idea. From what I'm seeing a lot of like platinum-y style gameplay in a sense. From what I'm seeing so far, but. Until we get a proper gameplay trailer in the sense of like someone doing some hands-on on it, then I think that's when I'll get like a proper impression on the game. You know?
Yeah, because it looks like it's pretty straightforward. You're gonna be doing a lot of sidestepping and watching out for like dodging lasers.
I heard. Well, if it's if it's heavy customization for like the mechs, I think that's gonna be really dope too, though. Like if you could customize everything about it, like if you customize everything about it, I think people are gonna think that's super cool.
Kind of like Anthem, like overboard like that. Like
it might go even deeper than that.
It looks more enhanced than that. It looks like an enhanced Anthem if you ask me, especially with the flying, with the combat. I mean, I think this is what Anthem should have been if it wasn't, a
live service game.
Live service game. Yeah,
that too.
I think Black Ball said that Armored Core is a hard game to play. All the substations and you gotta manage everything on your man.
I'm looking forward to giving it a try, bro. I'm looking forward to giving it a try. There's a lot of games I played for the first, like Persona 5 was my first Persona. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ended up loving it. It's one of my favorite games. So I'm down to give it a try. It's from a studio that I like, so why not? Hopefully it turns out good. But yeah, we got
I think
Dre.
The boss fights are gonna be epic as fuck.
Yeah, the boss fights look cool. Yeah. They look really cool. We got Dre in here. What's up, Dre? Mike working?
What up?
What's happening, yo?
What's up? What do you want to get off your chest? What's up?
I ain't hear from my boy in a minute. You still on Twitter, Dre?
Nah, dog.
They done ran you off They done ran you off Elon Musk's Twitter?
Nah, I just been cooling, man. I had a child like a year ago, so
congratulations,
man,
my boy.
Man, I'm on your type of time right now, man. I just had my baby 4 days ago, man. Thank you.
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. Good congrats on that.
Thank you. What do you want to touch up on? You want to touch up on CMA, Armor Core? What do you want to touch up on?
I ain't want to go back, but you were just talking a bunch of nonsense about
what? What? All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Hey, I'm
Talk to him.
gonna dip out, Kofi.
All right, no problem.
All right, Big Cloud.
All
right, my bad.
Later.
What's up, Dre?
All I was saying was that you can't like 1 out of 4. You can't be like, oh well, Xbox is not mediocre when they've only had one good console.
You know what? I know. Oh, okay. I'll say. You know what I would say? I say they 2 for 4. That's how I would argue. Maybe in sales wise, it got beat by the PlayStation, but the OG Xbox was a great platform for anyone who had that shit. It was a great platform. I would personally say they 2 for 4.
Was it really though?
It was. I could name a whole bunch of great software titles that they had. They had the great games. Once again, the PS2 smoked it out of its boots. That's not the conversation.
Yeah, it didn't hit the living rooms
right?
Like the PS2 did.
Yeah, it didn't hit the living rooms, but it was the first console. Up against some really fierce competition entering the race. And I will say, as someone who actually personally owned the original Xbox, that it had some really quality, interesting IP that came from Crimson Skies, from Blinks the Time Sweeper, from Microsoft Project Gotham Racing 1 and 2, Halo, which literally changed the game.
Where they at?
Halo changed the game. Forza Motorsport 1. Where they at now? They got. I don't know where they at now. I don't know. Products of their time. There's a lot of games that are not out now. The NBA Street is gone, right? A lot of them shit. All of them shit's gone, bro. That is true. That is true. That is true. You ain't lying about that. But there's a lot of games that come and go, right? So I would say personally it's 2 for 2. I would say Xbox got more disappointing in the Xbox One and the Series X era. I don't know if they're gonna
wait. Come out. You said 2 for 4. That's 50%. That's an F.
I mean, are we already counting this generation as an L? Like it's over?
We got look, Jmaine. They got 2 more years to. Right? They got 2-3 more years. Yeah, they got 2 or 3 more years to recover, bro. That's it.
Because if it's an L for Xbox, it's an L for PlayStation too. I'm just keeping it being, in my opinion, because they not doing no shit. That's PS5. Like. All that shit is cross generation, so I'm not giving them credit. I'm not giving them too much credit for that.
But that's just me though. PS5 only titles though. That's pretty good too.
Few and far in between. You know what I mean? They're not leading the pack.
Man, in the chat know what's good. Like the people who's now like on this Xbox hate boner know what's up with the OG Xbox. It was a great console in terms of games. It did have some fire ass fucking games. If you know, you know, bro. If you know, you know.
Yeah, it definitely didn't. I don't think you could say OG Xbox was bad. Like
it wasn't up yet. Yeah, but sales wise, it didn't perform. But like it's almost like the Dreamcast, right? It's almost in the Dreamcast in the sense that everyone fucking like people who had a Dreamcast like no, it was fucking awesome. Like the games that were available on the platform was great. Had perfect arcade ports. It had some amazing exclusives. I think that like the Xbox was a very similar way in the sense that it didn't perform well in getting into people's houses, but the software that it actually provided at the time was really good, and it did do a lot of revolutionary things at the time with the internal hard drives and the online situation. It was doing really cool stuff. If you had one, if you know, you know. The OG Xbox wasn't. I wouldn't say it was a failure in my eyes like that. I know, like up to like the when you compare it to the PS2 doing 150, yes, it's not as popular. Shit, but the platform, it wasn't as popular, but the console wasn't per se bad. You know what I'm trying to say? But that's my 2 cents on that shit, bro. It wasn't bad.
I mean, Dre, if you really want to have the conversation, we could talk about that. The 360 was an anomaly in terms of sales with the Xbox, and I think Xbox selling around 40-50 million is actually their market. That's what I think people need to realize. But I think that's what it is. I just think that's what
you know what? I think they had extreme potential. They really, I think at the time they captured the market so well because you see, it's almost like a situation where what the PS4 did to the Xbox One, the 360 kind of capitalized on the PS3 at the time being kind of dog shit at launch. It capitalized on that.
Hell yeah!
It had the better. Once again, PlayStation was
and it came
confident.
Early.
Listen, but it came early. PlayStation was mighty confident, saying work 2 jobs to get one. Their price point was stupid. The launch titles wasn't great. A lot of they had issues. They made a lot of mistakes coming out the gate. Where Microsoft's main issue was obviously the ring of death, but it was super gamer focused. It was nice, small, sleek. It had great launch library. It had great third-party exclusive deals. So I feel like they did everything right, and pretty much I think it took a lot of people away from the PS2 that they got a 360. Right, a lot of people probably came from PS2, right, and were fans of the 360. So instead of like build upon that, it seems like they just went down and down. The Wii success really kind of ultimately fucked up the Xbox brand, because the Wii got successful, then everyone wanted to invest in this whole motion shit. Then Xbox jumped headfirst into Kinect, and that was just the starting point of all the fuckery. That was just the starting point of all the fuckery that is coming along, bro. Like, we can look at the history.
Yeah.
So how long you giving them there? After this generation, if they don't,
you know what? At this point, you already know. For me, at this point, I don't know what the fuck going on with Xbox. Right now, I don't know what the fuck be going on with them, man. So I really don't know. My whole point in that whole little tangent rant is that there was a time that Xbox was great. It's not like they've never been great. There was actually a time that they were good, and I think I want people, let's not forget that point in history. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just not fair.
Dre, when you say how much longer we giving them, like, what do you mean? Like, how much longer are we going to give them the benefit of the doubt, or like how much longer till we say they need to get the fuck out of here?
They already lost the benefit of the doubt a long time ago.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They lost that. They lost that part already.
All the above, man. I can't tell. I can't tell you. I mean,
I don't give them the benefit of the doubt no more.
Yeah, that's already been gone.
Especially not Fathead.
Oh man, Jesus Christ.
But. Nah, in terms of do I want them gone? I don't want them gone. I just want them to get better.
Gone. I want them better.
I want them to get better.
I want them better too.
That's all.
Real quick. I do want to wrap up soon.
Please, that's what's going to get better. So it has to go.
Ooh, I don't even know if it's that at this point. I really don't even know.
30 studios, they have to get better at some point.
Yeah.
You can't fuck up 30 studios. No, you can't fuck up 30 studios. I'm bullshitting. But if they do, then yeah, they need to go to Sega route, please.
Yeah. Real quick, I do want to quickly mention. I know we talked about it on the top of the podcast a little bit about Jedi Fallen Order, getting great reviews, but ultimately being a little buggy. I'm hearing that it's having PC issues. 4090s are not playing it all too well, which is really disheartening.
I heard it was struggling like 1440p 60 on the 4090. I'm like, what the fuck?
Which is ridiculous.
But there's a day one patch though.
Yeah. So hopefully that resolves. Yeah, hopefully that cleans it up. I'm also hearing the performance on consoles is not the greatest either. There's like frame drops and stuff like that. But I am hearing more positive things about the PS5 version being a little bit better currently. So at this point, I'm very excited for this game. Love the first one, but I think I'm gonna wait. You know, I already have so much going on in my life right now, so I think I can afford to wait and just to see if it's the day one patch actually resolves some things. Or if they end up cleaning up the game a little bit with a couple of patches after launch. Yeah, I'm gonna just wait. Like, why force myself to play it if it's not gonna be a great experience either on whatever platform.
Pre-download it.
I got it. Yeah, I got it too. I got it for the nice price of game share. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire that up tonight. I'll probably live stream it though, just because people are curious about the PS5 version. So I'll play that a few hours. Yeah. Check me out. I'll go live stream. I live stream anyway because I ducked out on that Resident Evil. I went outside, but I ain't going outside.
yeah. So the reviews are great. Yeah.
What happened?
What you say?
What you say?
Oh, I said going outside is never a bad thing. There's games everywhere, but like, you know,
I got too many games to play, dog. I got too many games.
I hear you, bro. Me too.
It's too much, man. I'm falling way behind, man.
I'm behind. So this year's been great. Yo, honestly, if you think gaming is like dead or like dry this year, then like it might be a you problem at this point. I think there's there's been so much great releases this year, bro. I still haven't got to Octopath Traveler 2. Like that game looks fantastic, and I haven't got to play it yet. So much great games to play. Not enough time, honestly. But I just wanted to mention that about Star Wars. And before we completely wrap up the podcast, Zelda had some previews, some hand-on previews, and from what I'm seeing and hearing, that game is about to be a strong game of the year contender. It's looking to be fantastic, Jmaine.
Just call it what it is, man. They about to get that game of the year.
It might be over. It might be over.
It's over, dog.
I don't think nothing's gonna end up being this. First of all, I got that nostalgia. We love Zelda here, and the game looked great though. The game do look great. I'm looking
only thing that I think could have held it back was the frame rate, and I'm hearing that the frame rate was solid during the previews.
It's not that bad, right?
So I think everything else is going to fall into place. Some of the previews were saying that the controls actually took some getting used to in terms of the new features and stuff that you got with the fuse and building up like ships and stuff like that. So for people that were playing the preview, they actually felt like it was like a whole different game. So that definitely goes over well for people that might feel like this is like a DLC or it's just Breath of the Wild 1.5 or something like that. For the fact that these new features might make it feel like a brand new game, I think that's a positive sign at least.
Yeah.
I hate y'all niggas, man. People can make fun of Ragnarok for being 2018.5 or whatnot, but
I never been on that type of time, by the way.
Me either. Yeah,
I've never been on that type.
Man.
I've never been on that type. I've never once called Ragnarok DLC.
Yeah.
I've never. That shit
People
never
that
came
call
out my mouth.
sequels to a game DLC is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah,
like, have you ever played this in your life? Like, it makes no sense. You want everything to be different. You want them to create completely new assets, be in a whole completely different map, and have the game out in 4 years or 3 or 4 years after the first one came out. Are you dumb? It's not going to happen. So yes, the game is going to look similar in ways, but what's going to change the experience is the story, is the new features that they bring, is maybe opening up the map to more available areas and shit like that. That's what's going to change a game in terms of a sequel. And that's how it always has been. Like, especially when we talk about these big open world or semi-open world games, like that's how it's going to be. If it's a linear game, then it's different. But
only way I disagree with that if like the sequel is coming on new hardware that is not on the last hardware.
I see what you're saying.
Like, I would want something
like, I've never said Ragnarok is DLC. Stop the cap. Yeah, I know y'all in the chat don't. I've never once said that. Y'all go find that. Y'all go find. I want y'all to find that. I've never once called Ragnarok DLC. Bro. I was so gassed for that game. What y'all talking about? Don't rewrite history now. Let's not do that. Don't rewrite history. I've never said that shit about Ragnarok.
Never said that game was DLC.
Yeah, I've never said that game is DLC. Not even once. What are you talking about? But yeah, Zelda looks great. Can't wait to play it. Comes out in 2 weeks? Incredible.
Ain't it crazy though how a Nintendo game can get praised for having bad performance? That's crazy, dog. That's
locked at 30
frames.
That's wild, man.
You know what it is? I think. Yeah, I feel you on that. I think it's just widely accepted that we know the Switch is not fucking strong, so that's why people be like, it's like whatever. You know, it's a fucking portable, and we know that's not strong. Like, I'm disappointed. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've been an advocate for a Switch Pro for a long time. You know, because I felt like the Switch wasn't up to snuff. But it's just one of those games that I can't miss. It's one of those games I can't miss.
Same, and I didn't pay $70 for it. I think I got it for like $50. Like, I'm not paying $70 for this, but I'm not going to be there.
Oh,
yeah, it's 70.
Yeah, it's one of those games that you just can't miss. Like, if you see me with the Switch, like you guys already know that I've dropped my Switch a long time ago, bro. I haven't been playing Switch for months and months now, yo. The last time I touched my Switch, I can't even remember when I played that shit like that. So I'm waiting for them to drop their new revision of the Switch or the Switch 2 or whatever they come up with. But Zelda's a game I can't miss. I love this franchise. One of my favorite franchises of all time. So
seeing this how AMD just dropped the that new handheld chip for the ASUS ROG Ally. That new Switch might be able to pass the power, dog.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Take notes.
Did you see about that, Kofi, with the
I did.
ASUS
Yeah,
ROG?
I think. Yeah, it's looking good. They're saying it's twice the performance of the Steam Deck, as well as rumored price right now for the high end model is $699, which that's pretty good.
If they hit that, that's gonna be incredible. For the power that they are toting about this shit, 1080p, 120 FPS hertz, my bad. 50% faster than the Steam Deck, 2 times faster at full power, 8 times faster than the Switch. Yeah, that Z1 chip sounds crazy, like 8 teraflops of power in a mobile setting. Yeah, that's gonna be
really good. That's really good.
All
right, we have a super chat.
Talk about doing that for the handheld Kofi.
Jmaine, get out of here. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. After that whole podcast that I went through, I don't want to hear it, bro. I hope a PlayStation handheld never happens, bro. After that podcast, hope it never happens. Y'all don't deserve it. Y'all don't deserve it.
Advancements in the handheld market.
What I told. But I told you this. That same podcast. That the chips are getting crazy now. That these games are very viable on the go now. I told you this on the podcast. Y'all still didn't listen to me, so I don't want to hear it. Hope PlayStation never does it, bro. I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it. Y'all got at me for wanting the PlayStation to do a handheld. Y'all got at me too crazy. I don't want to hear it. I hope it never happens to y'all. Y'all don't deserve it. Super chat from
You were
FGH.
disgusted, bruh.
As an actual fan of these games, Armored Core 6 plays like a mix of 4 and 5 with quad hovering, quick boost, primal armor, and carousels. So that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna check it out. It's gonna be my first one, so I'll give you guys my impressions as a new gamer jumping in, or a new gamer into the entry jumping in. So I'll give you all my impressions on that. But I think that's a wrap. I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta go see baby.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's get up.
I gotta go see baby. I gotta go see baby, man. So shout out to everyone who came through, man. Bro. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to all the people who came through with the open mic. I know y'all liking the open mic set and shit, so I'm doing it a little bit more.
Fun.
Yeah, definitely. So especially when we have big topics like that, I think it's
exactly.
It's fair.
It's good to hear from different people and different perspectives. Yeah, open it up and jump in and jump out. But shout out to everyone who came through. Shout out to everyone watching the podcast live. Shout out to everyone who hit the like button. I appreciate it. Jmaine, once again, best co-host in the game.
Sir.
You know what I mean?
You already know.
Shout out to all the people who came through.
And feel free to take a day off if you want, dog. I can hold it down, all right?
For sure.
I know you're afraid of the inmates running the asylum and shit like that. I ain't gonna go too crazy. I might curse out a couple, super chatters or something like that, but we go.
Yeah, for sure. When I can, I'm gonna get my boy Jack to come through and co-host with you. I know he's gonna hold it down. But I appreciate everyone who's been supporting me on this new life journey too, man. Once again, thank you to all the people who send in donations and all of that, and just sent the congrats and stuff like that. We do appreciate it. All right. So we're gonna get out of here, man. Y'all.
All right, y'all.